Hello, hello, welcome. Hope you're good, hope you're well. How you doing? Good to see ya. Happy Monday. What a day. What a day. This is the start of a new show. We're going to start this off, kick it off today. I've been doing this for quite a while now in private groups, but I decided I'm going to do it publicly for a little while because there's a lot of content that I need to create. There's a lot of information that I need to put out there, and I'm doing it in enclosed environments, and there are a lot of people that are missing out on it. So I want to be able to share this with you. So hopefully this is valuable. Hopefully you can use this, and it either helps you to make some money or it helps you to stop losing money. That's the goal. Ultimately, I don't want anyone to get wrecked. So I'm hoping that in the mania and the cycle that's about to commence, you don't get destroyed. So this is going to be. I was going to call it crypto and coffee, but I don't drink coffee, so it's crypto, tea and coffee. As you can see here, I've got my teapot, I've got my teacup, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy myself a nice cup of tea, and you can follow along with me for the next 30 minutes whilst we talk about just what's going on in the markets at the moment and what I believe is going to happen. Now, I'm going to just start this off. I'm going to say it once. I'm just going to say it today, and I'm never going to say it again. I probably will say it again. I don't necessarily have a clue what I'm talking about. I'm not sitting here pretending I have the answers. I'm not going to show you things that I'm not investing in myself, or I'm not doing myself, and I'm not going to tell you one thing and do another. I'm not trying to be an influencer who's clickbaiting titles. I'm just going to give it to you how I see it. That's it. All right. And so nobody has a clue what's going on. Nobody can tell you what's going on. We've all got an idea what we believe is going to happen. Some of us are going to be right. Some of us are going to be wrong. But at the end of the day, there is no such thing as an expert in this space. This space hasn't been around long enough. So you have to understand that when people are talking about crypto at the moment, every single person, whether you want to believe it or admit it or not, every single person is winging it. And they are praying that while they build the plane in the air, it continues to fly. Every single person. All right, myself included. So I'm not sitting here as a guru. I'm not sitting here telling you like, oh yeah, do this, do that. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm winging it like everyone else. But I do believe that I've made some smart choices that have allowed me to accrue over 7 figures. And I started with a $50,000 investment. So a $50,000 investment up to $1 million. I got wrecked back down to 5 figures, less than 100 grand, and I've built that back up to 1.3 million. So I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying that to impress upon you that there are things that you can do, and if you're strategic with what you do and you diversify your portfolio and you manage and mitigate your risk and you can make educated decisions, then you should win. You should win. Okay, not every time, but more than not. And that's what I'm trying to do with you today. I'm trying to help you with that. So this is going to be my mic sounds terrible, does it? Alright, let me fix that. Is that, oh wow guys, you're saying the mic's really bad. Let me just see if I can fix that right now. Give me a second. Hold on. There shouldn't be any problems with the mic, so hold on a sec guys. If you're saying there's a problem with the mic, let me fix that. I was just about to check out the chat. It's good if I did that. Some people were telling me before that my mic was bad. Alright, hold on. So let me try and do that. So hopefully that's going to fix the distortion. Does that fix the distortion issue? Let me try again. Hopefully, yes, so that's done that. But now I should be a bit quieter, right? So now I'm going to be a bit quieter. Alright, so let me do something else instead. Give me a sec, guys. I want to fix this. I want to make sure I get this spot on. Audio has always been my Achilles heel when I do these things. Let's get this sorted. Let's get this fixed right now, guys. Sorry about this. One sec. Got a lot to cover, and I want to make sure that we do this right. And I don't want... audio is like... There's no excuse for audio. Alright, so... The problem that I seem to have, and I've always struggled with this, is using GoXLR. And by the way, GoXLR is not being supported anymore. They've kind of... I would never buy a GoXLR moving forward. Like, it's great. I love it. But it's always been a... Just hold my head there, right? Just keep it there. Alright. Let me go across to here. I want to have a look at the microphone because I do believe on here, if I was to click on a mic setting, if I come across here and if I do a little bit of makeup gain, just a little bit, not too much, hopefully that's fixed thing. Can you hear me okay? Hopefully that's all right, chat. Sorry, I apologise. Want to get this spot on for you. Can you just let me know in the chat if that's okay? Does it sound good? Hi, by the way, if you're on Twitch and you're watching. Hey, I see you're making some moves, been following on crypto Twitter. GG on a new car, paid for by crypto. I hope you're well. Apple Fed, thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're getting to the point now, and some of the stuff I'm going to talk to you about is how I don't even need to cash out crypto anymore. I am living on crypto, and I'm not even exchanging it for fiat. I do not have to take it into my bank account. I don't even have to sell. I do not even have to convert my crypto into US dollars to spend it anymore, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Yeah, it's okay, but not great. I would say it went bad again. You can hear me well. Okay. Hopefully this is all right. I'm going to have to fix this audio. I'm a little bit nervous about this. Maybe we should start again. Look, I'm not an audio technician, and I've even got this new mic set up, and I'm trying to get the compressor settings and everything right. Is it decent? You can hear me well? Okay. See, most of the people were telling me that it was a problem on the mobile. So when they were listening to me on a mobile phone, they couldn't turn it up loud enough. So I've tried to adjust for that in OBS, and I'll try and talk, because I think the other thing as well, it depends when I'm streaming, right? Because sometimes when I play games, I stream at night, and the missus is in bed next door, and so I talk quietly, because if I wake her up, I lose my bollocks, and I don't want that. And so... down just that last move a little. Yeah, okay. My audio is like it's bass boosted. Man, I don't know. Let me have a look. It shouldn't be. I've actually turned off all of the things on here. Let's get this right. I've sat on YouTube videos. I've gone through everything to try and get this to a point where it should be working, like it should be right. This is just not my area of expertise, guys. I'm really sorry. I do apologize. So I'm just having a look now in the properties. Hold on. How's that? No. Is that any better? Maybe that's better. That should have fixed it. That should have fixed that problem. So that should have fixed one problem. But I think it's probably caused another problem. Hey, how you doing? So let me just turn this up. How's that? Is that okay? How's that? Can you hear me okay? Does it sound bad? Sorry guys, I apologise, this is such a waste of time, but I'm really keen to get this because there is no excuse for bad audio. And I appreciate you guys. Do you know what? I appreciate you guys for being here with me today and going through this with you. Well, too much? Alright, okay, let's bring this back. Let's bring this back down. Okay, do you know what? We're just going to have to leave it there, guys. I just don't know how else to fix this at the moment. Was better then. Okay, so hopefully that's going to be alright. We'll try that. We'll save the mic setup. We'll see if that works. There we go. Perfect. All right. Nice. So I think the problem is it's just a little bit quiet on the audio. I need to literally just eat the mic. All right. Let's jump into this, guys. So two of the things that I want to talk to you about today. We're going to do this every single day. We're going to keep it to 30 minutes. We're going to do it every single day. Obviously, today's a bit of a clusterfuck with the audio. I apologize for that, but we're going to get on top of things. All right. So I want this to be just what's going on so that you can come here, you can get all the information you need without all of the distraction, without all of the hype and the bullshit, and you can just get what you need. So I'll talk to you through what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, my plans, and how I'm going to execute. And so you don't have to follow me, but you can. I don't necessarily recommend what I'm doing is the best strategy right now. I'm absolutely overexposed in some areas, and I don't like it. But also, I respect that this is a gamble, and if it pays off, it's going to pay off very, very well. So my exit strategy, because I do believe, and I've taught this in business, when I wrote my book, I worked with startups. And the thing that I would always do at the start of every conversation with a potential new client is I would sit them down. Now, these are startups. These are people that were starting business. And the first question... and I did it as a state change on purpose, but the first question I would always ask people starting a business is, how do you plan to exit your business? And they would always say to me, but Steve, I'm starting my business. I haven't even thought about exiting. And so I would always lead with this. You are going to exit one day. You are going to exit. Whether that's leaving your business to live on an island, or whether it's leaving your business to live in a coffin, one day you're going to leave your business. And it's the same in crypto. You will leave the markets one day. You will. You will leave. And so you need an exit strategy. Either you're going to get wrecked and it will go to zero, or you're going to cash out and live happily ever after. You have to decide what's right for you. Okay, so ideally, this is the plan. It's a very, very simple strategy. This is a very simple strategy. We accumulate assets in a bear market that we sell in a bull market to generate more assets so we can accumulate more in a bear market. Okay? So we buy at the bottom and we sell at the top. That's it. Now, it sounds simple, right? Here's how we do it. On the way up, when things are going well, we sell crypto and we buy cash flow generating assets. We buy assets that generate cash flow regardless of the markets. I'll give you an example. If you buy a car, that car is a liability, it is a debt, okay, or it is a cost, it's an expense. If you then use that car as an Uber, it is now an asset. It has gone from a liability to an asset. It's gone from costing you money to making you money. We want to be able to take our crypto and purchase assets that are going to generate yield. They are cash generating assets. If you buy a car and you rent it out as an Uber, as an example, that is a cash flow generating asset. It will generate cash flow. And the idea is that the cash flow that we generate through these assets, we use to buy more crypto. And so that's the plan. The plan is always to be able to diversify outside of crypto. So when the crypto market crashes, we are still generating cash flow, whether it is through taxi services, whether it's through business, whether it's through property, whatever it's through, whether it's through savings accounts, whatever it might be, whether it's stocks and shares, whether it's whatever it is. But you have yield generating, cash flow generating assets that you have purchased with crypto. And those cash flow generating assets will allow you to buy more crypto because this market will crash. And it is so important that you understand that at the beginning. You need to understand at the start that it's all going to go wrong. Because if you don't understand that, if you don't believe that, and you naively just buy into this cycle, then when this cycle comes crashing down, you will be the bag holder that gets wrecked. All right, and I can't stress this enough. I can't tell you how important this is. I do not want you to get wrecked in this cycle. All right? I do not want you to have all of your funds locked in FTX. I do not want you to be rebasing free on Wonderland at 80,000% APR when the market tanks because Sifu becomes the treasurer. I do not want you to be buying into a Web3 game where their assets become useless. I do not want you to be holding SLP because you've worked 15 hours a day and now all of a sudden your axes have no value. I don't want you to be wrecked. I want you to be able to look after yourself, look after your loved ones, enjoy the markets, all right, and have some fun. And this is such an incredible space. It is beautiful when it works, but this is also the most destructive and deadly space when it doesn't. And I'm actually working with a good friend at the moment and transitioning everything that I've built over the last few years with my guild. We're moving it so that we can merge them together because I have a friend who is in this space of mental health and mental awareness, and it is vital. It is critical now more than ever because all of the bad stuff, you're going to instantly forget about it because we're in good times. And that bad stuff will come back. And I promise you now that when it resurfaces, it will hit you 10 times harder. So please, if you do nothing else, please consider your exit strategy. Think about when you're going to leave the market because this is what will happen. I'm telling you now, I can promise you this with absolute certainty. You will get greedy. You will get to the point where you go, I've made 10x. I could make 20x. It's gone to 10,000. But what about 20,000? I've got $1 million. I could make 2. You know, whatever it will be for you, however the perspective, it changes, but it doesn't matter. The concept is the same. People get greedy. There are 2 human emotions that if you can tap into them, you win. That's it. No matter what you launch as a product or a service, if you can tap into these 2 human emotions, you win. Greed and sloth. And if you don't believe me, check this out. I can teach you how to make a lot of money, but you don't have to do anything to earn it. You might be skeptical, but you're interested. All right? I've got a winning lottery ticket. Yeah? There are so many people out there that want to be able to earn money but don't want to do the work. Or they want to work smart, not hard. And what you need to understand is that with 70 or 80% of the lottery winners out there, they went back to a place of either where they were before they won or worse. Because here's the thing, financial freedom and financial awareness is a bit like a thermostat. Okay, you've got this temperature, this regulated temperature, which is like your money. It's your self-worth, it's your belief, it's where you believe you belong. Yeah, I'm a millionaire, all right, I'm broke. Wherever you are in between the scale. Whatever you believe is where you belong, that is where you'll always default to. So if you acquire a large amount of money very quickly, but you haven't changed your beliefs, your core belief, and I'm not saying what you type on Twitter because that's bullshit. I'm not saying what you Photoshop or what you do. I'm not saying any of that. I'm talking about the real core inside that no one else knows about, your belief system. If that belief system doesn't believe that you deserve it because you gained it illegally or you didn't work for it and it was too easy, if you have any shred of belief inside you that that was not something that was like that you did, like it's very different. If you build a company, you build a business and you work day and night, then when you earn money, you're like, yeah, I fucking deserve this. But if you just get lucky on a meme coin, let's be fair, none of us really deserve that. We might get it, but we haven't worked hard for it. We got lucky, we gambled it. And easy come, easy go. And a fool and their money are easily parted. And so if you don't have that thermostat locked in, what will happen is you'll gain that money, but you'll lose it just as quick. And making money in crypto is easy. It's simple. It's the easiest thing you can do. Making money in crypto is easy. Keeping your money that you've made is hard. Make no mistakes, keeping that money, because everybody will be trying to take it from you. The taxman, the government, the whatever, the SEC or the FCA or whoever it might be, your Uncle Bob, your dog, your daughter, like whoever, your family members, your friends, scammers, hackers, you know, the next investment opportunity, whatever. Everyone wants your money because they want that money, right? And smart people know this. And this is why I might be a bit of a degenerate and gamble on a couple of meme coins now and again, but that's not part of my investment strategy because I have other ways. You see, what I do is I let the degenerates gamble on meme coins, and then when they transition into the next thing, that's where I swoop in. That is why right now I am stocking up on loot boxes. I think loot boxes on the Web3 games that are going to be powerful this cycle are a great investment right now, because degenerate gamblers that are going mental on meme coins are going to need to fuel that fix. And when meme coin season ends, people move over. Where are they going? I'm telling you now, most degenerate gamblers are gamers and they are going into Web3 gaming. So Web3 gaming will explode this cycle. It will explode because all of that money from meme coins, the money that people were able to get out due to liquidity, is going into that. And most people will gamble it through loot boxes. We've seen CSGO. We know how this works. It's one of the things that we can expect. So yeah, just bear that in mind, please. Bear that in mind, that I'm not, like, one of the things that I'm doing at the moment isn't necessarily what you see other people doing. Okay, it's more of a, what are they going to do next? I believe the best money that you can make in this space is by doing things that other people are not doing. It's not by doing what everyone else is doing. If you're watching the people on Twitter and following them, you're part of the sheep. You're part of the herd. Okay, you're not going to make life-changing money by simply following everybody else. You need to know where everyone's going next and get there ahead of them. That's it. That's the trick. That's the magic. That's the secret sauce. So how do we do that? Well, let's jump into this, shall we? Let's talk about this. I hope this is helping and this is useful. I'm going to check the comments as we go. For example, in Coinbase, if you buy USDC, it tells you generate 5% APY. See, this is the thing, right? And this is a really good example. So Crypto.com does the same thing where you can generate APY, but you're locking it into a platform. And the problem is not your keys, not your crypto. So if you are not in control of a non-custodial wallet, then there is every chance that, and I'm not saying they are, but what if Coinbase is degenerately leveraging customer funds like FTX? Now, I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they are, but what if they are? Or what if the government decides that Coinbase is going to get fined for 150,000 million trillion billion dollars, whatever. Like, there's a lot of stuff that could happen where Coinbase could go bankrupt. It could. It's risky. You never know. You don't know what's going to happen. It could be that overnight the government deems that Coinbase performing illegal activities, the CEO gets arrested, and all of a sudden Coinbase shuts down as a kick it to the man because the government's in control and you need to respect Uncle Sam. Like, I'm just saying, it's possible. And if that happens and your funds are on Coinbase, guess what? That 5% APY is worthless if you can't get to it. And that 5% APY is even more worthless if they're giving you 2 cents on the dollar. Right? So you need to understand that if you're part of a liquid, like if you had money in FTX, what are you getting out of it? It is not what you put in. If you're part of the bankruptcy proceeding and you're looking to get, and you're part of the process, the ongoing process of trying to unwind your capital that's on FTX because it was locked on there, you're getting 10 cents to the dollar, if that, 2 cents probably. So just look, an exchange, and here's the thing. Centralized exchanges, okay, the clue is in the name. This is the key. It is an exchange. You are there to exchange, to take one token and exchange it for another token. It's not called a centralized storage solution. It's not called a centralized vault. It's a centralized exchange. It is there for you to exchange. So what you do is you take your crypto from your hard wallet, your non-custodial, okay, your air-gapped laptop ideally, depending on how much money and wealth you've got, and I will do an entire video on security and we'll talk about this. I am recording so much educational content right now. I really want to help people. I really don't, and the thing is, I've got no dog in this fight. Like, I don't need to do this, right? I can just sit there, trade charts, make money, and namaste. I don't need to do this. I'm not interested in growing my viewership or, getting engagement. I don't care if you like my videos. I don't care if you subscribe. I don't need you to donate or send bits or anything like that on Twitch. I don't need you to, whatever. I don't need any of that. I don't want any of that. I don't care about any of that. You do you. If this video helps you, great. I have zero expectations. I don't want anything back. Okay? Because what I get from this is I feel good. I go to bed at night and I sleep well because no matter what I've done throughout the day, I believe that I've helped someone and stopped them getting wrecked. And my highest value in life, above everything else, is helping people. And I don't care if that's helping an old lady across the road or helping someone build a website or just helping someone figure out crypto. Like, whatever it is, as long as I'm helping someone, I feel good. All right? It makes me feel good as a person. And so I don't want anything back from this, because as soon as you start having expectations like, hey, you need to join my whitelist, you need to be in my private group, you need to pay for my crypto course, fuck off. I don't want any. I don't care. I'm unapologetically me. You either like me or you hate me. I couldn't give a shit. All right. I'm here because, like, for me, this is my, I don't know, this is my karma, if you like, whatever, And so if it's useful and it helps you, great, amazing. If it's not, then you just don't have to watch it again. Yeah. You don't have to listen to some old man who's middle class, fucking white trash, whatever. You don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. You can just turn it off. But what I hope is that if you do listen to it and you take action on it, because here's the other thing. I can give all of this information away for free. I can tell you exactly what to buy and when to buy it. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. And what you'll find is that power comes from action. That's where true wisdom is. It's knowing where to act and when to act. And so having the information is only part, like, I could have told you that Bitcoin was going to be this big back in 2011. Would you have bought it? No. Why not? Because you wouldn't have believed it. Because taking action and putting your money where your mouth is when something's not proven is a lot harder than you think. Getting into something is not easy. It's all good looking at the chart. So you can look at the chart right now and be like, I'd have bought Bitcoin back in 2011 and been an absolute Chad. No, you wouldn't. Why? Because if you had, if you was going to buy Bitcoin back in 2011, you'd have Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. You don't have any Bitcoin because you didn't buy it back then because you wouldn't. Because even if you knew about it, you go, oh no, I've got other things I need to buy. I've got other things I need to do. And I did it. I bought Bitcoin in 2014. Now, I knew about Bitcoin when it started. Why didn't I buy into it? Because I thought it was a scam. I didn't believe in Bitcoin when I first saw it. It was an incredible concept. And no, sorry. That's not true. I did not think Bitcoin was a scam. I just didn't believe it would ever be mainstream. I didn't believe it would be adopted. So I didn't think it was a scam. I thought it was incredibly clever. I just didn't think people would buy into it. And so I never bought it. Why would I? Why would I waste my money? So I didn't buy Bitcoin until 2014. That's when I got involved. I bought my first Bitcoin. I bought a Bitcoin for myself. In fact, I bought 2 initially, and then I bought one for my mum, and I bought one for at the time it was my partner at the time. And so yeah, I think I bought, it was about 5, somewhere between I think it was like 5 Bitcoin, and Bitcoin at the time was like $400. So I didn't have an incredible amount of money back then. I mean, I was doing all right, but I didn't have like crazy amounts of disposable income. And so that to me was a good investment. I was never holding it until today. I was never going to do that because I didn't know it would take this long. And so I sold it. I bought it when I was married and I sold it when I got divorced. And so I was out the market. And I didn't get back into the market until 2020 when I bought Luna at like $4, when I bought Cake and I was staking that, and I bought Aqua at $150, and I started to buy into these tokens, and I bought Render, and I bought things like Ethereum, and I started to buy all of these tokens that I thought had potential, and I made incredible profits. I took $50,000 and I turned it into $1 million, and I was like, okay, this is incredibly good. And then around the end, from probably, I would say April, May 2021, I thought to myself, by looking at the charts, we are going to get wrecked. This cannot go up forever. The markets are going to correct themselves. And I thought to myself at the time, how do I hedge? How do I diversify for a bear market? And so what I did at the time, and it's very easy in hindsight, to see where you make your mistakes. And this is my mistake. I decided to diversify my portfolio into NFTs. And I started to buy NFTs, specifically gaming, Web3 gaming. Because I thought to myself that Web3 gaming would be the catalyst of mass adoption. I still do. And I thought that by buying NFTs, I would hedge and protect myself from a bear market. And the reason I believe that, if you were listening to me about 10 minutes ago, I told you that the thing you want to be able to acquire are cash flow generating assets. You need to be generating yield. And I saw Web3 gaming NFTs as a way to generate yield. I was breeding Axie, and then I got into all of the other projects that allowed me to generate yield. The problem is the value of those NFTs. I was buying Axies when they were like 0.3 ETH, when they were 0.5 ETH. I was buying Axies when they were like, a team of pure aquas back in the day were costing me $1,000. And then I was looking to breed them as well. And so I was spending a lot of money. And so for me, it was always about yield generation. But unfortunately, the markets got wrecked. And so did most of my investments. In fact, I invested $1 million at the time. What I took 50% of that, and that was a lot. I was overexposed, and I took 500,000 and I put it into 10 different Web3 games. And I invested from $100,000 in some projects, and I invested sort of $25,000 to $50,000 in some other projects, depending on what I believed that was possible from them. So I put $500,000 into Web3 games. Okay, and you all know the games that I got involved in. I kind of disagree about this. I think hard money wins over shit that has yield. So here's the thing. And this is why yield is so invaluable. Cash flow is king. There is an incredible book. In fact, there's 2. I highly recommend, and I urge you to go and read these books, right? The first book is by Napoleon Hill. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Commander Keen, please go and read that book unless you've read it already. I can't stress how valuable that book is. It's called Think and Grow Rich. You can read it online for free. You can YouTube it, but go and buy that book by Napoleon Hill. The second book, which is very valuable, is a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I always say like Kawasaki, like the bike. Kiyosaki. Now, if you read those books, and I'm not talking about following the people, It'd be very hard to follow Napoleon Hill these days, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you listen to the content and you understand and you apply the content in those books, it will change your life. And then as a bonus, a third book, which I highly recommend, is by a gentleman called Dale Carnegie, and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you read those 3 books alone, you will have an incredible understanding about what I'm talking about here. Cash flow is king. You always want yield generating assets. Always. It doesn't matter how much. I could have £1 million in the bank. It's irrelevant. It means nothing. It's not going to do anything for me. I would much rather have £10,000 a month every single month than $1 million in the bank. Because if I had $1 million in the bank, I would buy assets that generated me that $10,000 a month. Because this is why subscription models were so popular. When you look at things like Microsoft, I'm going back like to Adobe and Microsoft. They used to sell, like you used to be able to buy Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Office for like £70. All right. And now it's a subscription model. You have to buy like Adobe Cloud, you have to buy. And the reason is because subscription models work. And I'm talking purely financial economics now. If you look at the longevity of a business, subscription models, they provide better and more yield over a longer period of time than cash flow, than one-time cash purchases. So absolutely, I can't stress enough, cash flow is king. So it's okay that you disagree about me with yield. That's absolutely fine that you disagree with me. But the concept of yield and cash flow generating assets is vital. You have to be able to generate cash flow. You don't want to be selling. So here's the thing, right? If you don't have yield, if you're not liquid, if you don't have cash or the ability to generate cash, then let's say you own a house, right? And you've got a house. So you've bought something that's valuable like a house. If you don't sell that house, how do you pay your rent? Or how do you pay your, not even the mortgage, but how do you pay your bills, your living expenses, right? You can't. You have to have cash flow. You could say, well, I go and get a job, but a job is cash flow. That's all the job is. The job is just cash flow. It's just time for money. When you get past that time for money stage and you realize that you can use money for money. So time for money is like the bottom running of a ladder, right? That's I need to spend my time to earn money. The better I get, the more money I can earn for my time. But at a point you realize that trading time for money is not a good use of your time. It's not. There is no positive outcome that I see in my life in trading. I do not have a job. I don't see the value of a job. All right. I find if you're passionate and you love something and you're good at it and you do it, great. And you get paid for it, great. Because I think that value comes from solving problems. So if you can solve a problem, you deserve to get paid for that. The bigger the problem, the more value you add, the more you get paid. Simple as that. And so if you want a job and you want that security and you want that carefree lifestyle, good. You do you. I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, it's all about cash flow. It has to be. And so what we're trying to do here is we're trying to generate cash flow, and we're looking at 2 things. And Michael Saylor said this today, and it was very, very pivotal for me. And in fact, I'm going to adopt what he said today because I agree with him. You have 2 different people with 2 different stories at the moment. And I'm just using these 2 people because they're kind of in the spotlight right now. You've got Donald Trump, who is saying that Bitcoin is a currency, a digital currency. And you've got Michael Saylor, who's saying it's not. And I actually side with Michael Saylor on this. I do not believe that Bitcoin is a digital currency. I do not believe that Bitcoin is a digital currency. I believe that Bitcoin is digital property. It is digital property. And no different to gold bullion, it is digital gold. It is a digital version of gold. That is the way I see it. And so when you understand that, you realize that the Lightning Network is doing incredible things, but Bitcoin is not designed to be like, you wouldn't drag some gold bullion down to your corner shop to go and buy some milk. Hi, there's my gold bullion. Can I have some bread, please? You just wouldn't do that, right? Your gold bullion lives in a safety deposit box. Yeah. And this is no different to Bitcoin. You don't spend your Bitcoin on ordinals or smart contracts or whatever. Your Bitcoin lives in a vault, in a air-gapped, secured, hard, cold wallet that only you have the seed phrase to, and you're using something like Shamer's secret sharing to protect your seed phrase. So here's something that I've got, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I'm just going to show it to you now, just as an example. I bought this. As an example. Now, This isn't necessarily the best thing to buy. This isn't the best thing to buy, but I bought it as an example, okay? Now, this is a security bag. It is a fire and waterproof bag. And the concept behind this is that you put important documents in it. Now, you have to be careful. And the reason I bought this is because I am actually going to burn it. I'm going to submerge this in water. I am going to put documents inside it. I am going to burn it. I am going to try my best to destroy this. And I'm going to see what it takes. And the reason I've done this is because I want to prove to myself that this works. And the reason I've done this is because my seed phrases will... This one is... I got it... It's off Amazon. And I did it on purpose. So I'm not saying I recommend this brand. I don't know. I don't know if I recommend this brand or not. It's YHX. It's called Home Office Security Fireproof Bag. You can see the logo there. The logo is... you'll see it. But the idea behind it... Smells quite nice, by the way. The idea behind this is that I will put my documents in here, my seed phrase in here. Now, this is what I do for security. And you might think this is overkill. But this is what I do. I will write down... I will generate a wallet. Alright? I will use my Trezor to generate my wallet. I will not use a Ledger. I will not use MetaMask. I will use a Trezor. The reason that I use a Trezor is because I create a hidden passphrase. So I have a 13-word seed phrase. It's very different to a 12-word seed phrase. You have an extra word. That extra word does not get written down. Alright? I write down my 12-word seed phrase. I write it down on a piece of paper. I don't write it down on a pad. I do not write it down on a pad, because if you write on a pad, the seed phrase can go through to the second or third sheet of paper. So when I write this down, I write it down on a single sheet of paper, not on a pad, because I don't want anyone... Have you ever done that thing with coal or charcoal on paper where you write something and then you tear it away, and then you've seen the detectives and they do that to see what's underneath? I don't want any... possible. There's no cameras, there's no audio, there's no phones, there's nothing on. When I'm writing down my seed phrase, it's like watching porn, right? You don't want anyone to know you're doing it. Yeah? So you write your seed phrase down carefully. Alright? Just write your seed phrase down carefully. Write it down on a piece of paper and then laminate that piece of paper. Laminate it. Because that protects it. It's laminated now. Alright? Once it's laminated, and you've laminated your seed phrase, and it has never, ever, you haven't taken a picture of it, you haven't written it down in notes, it's not stored in your phone, you haven't typed it into LastPass, this has never entered a device. Your seed phrase is generated on your Trezor. Alright? Your seed phrase is generated on your Trezor. It's not generated on MetaMask. It's not generated on your computer. You never, ever type it onto a device. So what you then do is you write it down on a piece of paper. You laminate that piece of paper. Once you've done that, cut it in half. Cut it in half. You've now got two halves of a seed phrase. Half of your seed phrase goes into a waterproof and fireproof bag, and the other half goes into another one. Half of it goes into a safe, either in your house. Maybe half of it goes into a safe in your parents' house. Half of it maybe goes into a safety deposit box somewhere. But you have it in two separate locations. All right? And then maybe record a video telling your loved ones how they can piece this all together in case you die. That's the kind of level of security that I go to. Now, let me tell you something else when I'm on the topic of security really quickly. When I deal in crypto, and I'm not talking about when I'm trading meme coins. I'm not talking about when I'm trading meme coins, but when I'm dealing with large volumes of crypto, I do it on a laptop that has an operating system installed on it, and it has an antivirus installed on it. That is it. It does not have email. It does not have social media. It has nothing else. Nothing else. There is no Discord. There is no Telegram. There is no apps. It has an operating system. It has an antivirus. And that is it. And when I trade my crypto, when I do that, I connect my wallet. And it is I do use MetaMask, obviously, if I have to. And I connect the hard wallet through it. You can use a VPN, and I use NordVPN. You don't have to. I use AVG, I use Malwarebytes, and I use NordVPN. VPNs are okay. I mean, I think that there's a they're not all they've cracked up to be. I mean, you can use them, and obviously it's good to use them, but at the end of the day, you're never typing your seed phrase in, so it doesn't matter, right? And so you're never doing that. Now, that laptop does not have Wi-Fi enabled. If I'm going to connect to the internet, I will plug in to an Ethernet cable at home. I will never take it traveling. I will never take it to a hotel. I will never, ever take it to a cafe. I will never connect it to a public Wi-Fi. I will only ever Ethernet connect it at home, and that is it. That's it. If I'm not at home with it connected to an Ethernet, then I simply don't use it. It's as simple as that. And that is the level of security that I go to protect myself, right? Now, I might get wrecked, I don't know, but at least I'm doing everything I can to protect myself. All right, so and I would use the hidden passphrase on a Trezor wallet. Nothing else matters. Nothing else works. You need as many layers of security as possible. All right, so with that being, and then if you're going to trade trash and meme coins and you're going to connect to websites, use a burner wallet. I have hundreds of burner wallets. Hundreds of burner wallets. Just always make sure you're using burner wallets for stuff. And then filter your burner wallets into a hot wallet, and then filter your hot wallet. Ideally into a centralized exchange, and then filter your centralized exchange into your wallet. I still have a ledger. I have them both right here. Can't really see them because I don't think. Yeah, I have a ledger and I have a Trezor. I use them both, but my funds are stored on my Trezor. And in certain places. I mean, I have some stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got some stuff. I've got stuff stored in CRO on the Crypto.com app, and the reason for that is because I'm staking it because I'm earning like 6% yield. So yeah. Anyway, I hope this helps. So let's continue. I want to get into this because I know that today was a bit longer. We're only going to do 30 minutes. We're already at 40, but I've had audio issues. So let's talk about the markets very quickly. All right. I want to talk to you about what's going on at the moment. So at the moment in the markets, I am out of Bitcoin. So if you remember a little while ago, I transferred everything into Bitcoin, and I held Bitcoin, and I rode it up to like 60,000, and then I took it out of Bitcoin and I put it into altcoins. All right, so my play at the moment is I'm overexposed. I do not recommend doing what I'm doing, but what I'll say is where I want to be or where I'd like to be. So you're better off aiming for where I'd like to be than where I actually am. I'm not in the best place right now. And I'm just being honest. I'm being very honest with you. I'm overexposed in a couple of areas, and I'm doing it for multiple reasons. But I would like a little bit more diversification, okay? So, and I'll share my portfolio with you. You can see everything. You can see where I am. I'm not hiding anything here. The end of the day, I am very cautious of security. And so I only ever show online certain wallets and certain portfolios. I have another side that will never ever be shown. So just understand that. So what you're seeing here isn't everything. It's just there's some stuff that for security reasons I just don't show it. And I think that's important because especially when you're like the best form of security, is just not to tell anyone you're in crypto. That's it. Don't tell your friends, your family, don't tell anyone. And it's hard because you really want to, because we all want to share the excitement, but the reality is the best form of security is people not knowing. You know? If you walk down the road with your or if you drive down the road in your Lamborghini with your Rolex on, flashing off your suit, you're probably going to get mugged. No different to if you're at university or if you're at home or you're living in an area. What's to stop someone putting a gun to your head, kidnapping your children, putting a knife to you? What's to stop you getting physically assaulted and someone demanding your crypto? You know, or clicking a link on a website. You know, what's to stop you getting what's to stop someone social engineering a hack? What's to stop someone offering you a job interview, or, you know, pretending to be a family member, or even actually being a family member? Like, you never know. You never know where the attack will come from. The only thing you know is that you are going to get attacked. It's a certainty. If you're alive and you're breathing, somebody wants to hurt you. It's a horrible thing, but it's true. And the quicker you can understand and accept that, the quicker you can start to protect yourself. And that's what you need to do. If you're flexing wealth, you're doing life wrong. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with materialistic things. I think that's absolutely fine. But if you saw recently what I did, I took some profits out of crypto and I bought a car. Now, I could, if I wanted to, I could go and buy a supercar, a sports car. I could go and I could liquidate all of my crypto and I could go and buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Yeah, great. Why? For what reason? I can't afford to tax and insure it. I can't afford to run it. I'm going to end up bleeding my profits. Like, for what? To show off for something that why? Like, I have no reason or need for it. What I needed was a decent family car. Something middle of the range. Something quite nice that, you know, I feel good about, but isn't going to kill me at the same time. And I think it's important. Like, I'm humble. I live in a life, you know, I've got a respectable house with a respectable car. I've got a great family that I love dearly. You know, I spend a lot of money on my daughter and a lot of money on my dogs. And I try and look after those around me. But aside from that, everything I do is just generating wealth and assets and cash flow so that I don't have to stress. Like, if I wake up in the morning and decide today, do you know what? I'm just not going to get out of bed today. Then I just don't get out of bed. I don't have to. And I'm not saying that to brag or to show off. I'm saying that when you're wealthy, you have options. Wealth gives you options. If you're flashing materialistic things, you're doing that because you're missing something in life. You're not happy. And you feel like you need to justify your existence to other people. And they're always going to judge you and they're never going to appreciate you. And you're always going to be like, because jealousy is a horrible thing, right? So you have to understand that at the end of the day, once all of the smoke and mirrors, everyone's out for themselves. Like, trading at the moment is PvP. It's player versus player. It's you versus someone else. If you are making money in crypto, somebody else is losing money in crypto. It is as simple as that. If you are making money, someone is losing money. And so what we want to do is we want to maximize our gains and minimize our losses. So let's have a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's the one we're talking about at the moment. I love what Bitcoin's doing. And look, my thesis at the moment, now I don't know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not a professional trader. I don't need to be. I do better than most professional traders, and I'm not even pretending to be smart. All right? I'm not even going to pretend to be smart. But if you remember back, now if we go back to, let's go back to 2021 quickly. If you remember, and like, you don't have to do this, but I've done videos. Like, if you go back on my channel, probably on Facebook, maybe on YouTube, if you remember back in 2021, and even in my Discord channel, I know I did this. Some of you will remember this. Some of you will remember I plotted out these circles, and I said Bitcoin is going to do this, and I mapped it all out. Now, I drew these circles somewhere back here. Yeah, back here. I drew these circles and I said, this is what's going to happen. I said, we're going to come down. We're going to hit this blue line. We're going to trend up. I said, we're going to do this. And look, I drew it. I drew the lines, the circles. I said, we're going to go up like this. I said, we're going to come like this. We're going to come back down. We're going to come back up again. That was my plan. Now, we didn't hit every single circle, but we were pretty damn close. Now, I've done this 3 times now on 3 separate occasions. I can see very, very clearly what I believe is going to happen. All right. And I've called it. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are going to tell you TA this, TA that, right? TA at the end of the day is bullshit. All technical analysis is a way for you to justify your story. That is it. It is a way for you to justify your story. I can draw lines however I want, and I can make a story for or against anything. All right? It's all perspective. It's how you view things. So I can sit here right now, I can look at this chart and I can tell you a story, and I can then rewrite the lines and tell you a completely different story to counteract it. All right? So anybody that is sharing technical analysis with you, understand that it is always from their perspective and it is never guaranteed. Technical analysis is one factor. It is one part of a bigger picture. It is important because it's pattern recognition, and I love pattern recognition. It's what I do. It's what I was actually specialized in. When I joined the army, I had to do a test. And the test that they make you do when you join the army, you know, like Jill is taller than Bob, who's shorter. And you have to go through this stuff. I scored one of the highest percentiles in that. I had the option to go into any career within the army that I wanted. Now, I went into communications because I liked the idea of it. And actually, it was my dad who, when I went into the army, told me, he said, like, because I just wanted to go and shoot guns. I just wanted to go and travel the world and shoot guns. That was all I wanted to do. I was like 18 years old. And so when I joined the army, I would have quite happily joined the infantry. Like, I didn't give a shit. My dad was like, get a trade, because when you come out of the army, you'll have a job for life. So get yourself a trade. So I went into communications. Now, when I come out of the army, ironically, I went to BT, to British Telecom, and I was like, can I have a job, please? And they were like, what do you know about 3G? Because that's what it was at the time, because I'm old, right? They were like, what do you know about 3G? And I was like, nothing. And they were like, well, okay, what do you know about? And I was like, nothing. Because when you look back at the army and the technology they use, the technology the army were using in 2001 was from the 1970s. You know, they were using like Bowman, and they were using like systems like Ptarmigan. And actually, funny enough, I started my crypto journey in the army. I was working on crypto, or with crypto, in 2001, long before Bitcoin existed. I was working on a system called Ptarmigan, and we used to use crypto to send secure comms messages over the satellite frequencies. Because and here's the other fun fact that I learned about being in the army: life expectancy of a soldier on the front line who works in comms, 6 seconds. I would have had a better fucking chance of survival being an infantry soldier on the front line. Thanks, Dad. So, you know, the irony of because what are you going to take out first, right? Enemy's always going to take out comms. Yeah, so I got really good at camouflage and hiding myself, and so I've been hiding for years. So now I'm coming back out, right? This is what I've always done: pattern recognition. I've always loved crypto. I loved crypto in the army. It fascinated me. I used to sit inside a huge. Let me see if I can find a picture of it actually. So there was a radio relay. I used to work in a radio relay. That was one of the buildings. So let me just see if I can find. I'm sorry, I'm taking down memory lane now. So here we go. So this is one of the trucks that I used to work on. This is my radio. See if I can find. There you go. This is one of the trucks. Okay, can just reject that. Come on. I don't want to waste time. This is a radio relay. So this is a truck that I used to work on. All the cables and everything and all of the stuff that we used to work on. This was my truck. Well, not this one, but this was one of the trucks. The Scam 12 mast at the back of it there that we used to have to erect and put up. So there was another building, not building, it's like they're like buildings, used to live in the back of these. But this is a radio relay. There's also another one, which was a SAS, which was another building. I'm not going to waste your time and show you it, but basically the other building that we used to work on, or the other truck that was like a building that we used to work on, was it had like all computers inside it. It was like big boxes with dials on it. And so yeah, there are many trucks, this one is mine. Yeah, exactly. I love that film. So what basically I used to do is I used to have this like circle it was like a how to explain it? It was just like a hockey puck, I guess. And you would put it into a machine, and that was the crypto. And you would put it in, and then it would encrypt, and then you would be able to send secure message, and you would take it out, and you'd have to write commands on a computer. So I used to do all of that, right? So I was in crypto long before Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin came out, I loved the concept of Bitcoin. I always hated the government because when I left the army, I was homeless. I went to the government asking for help, and they never helped me. They just left me, and no one ever helped me. I never got any handouts. I ended up homeless. I ended up bankrupt. I ended up with nothing. And so I kind of hated the government for that reason at the time, because I kind of felt like I'd, you know, not that I'd served my country or anything like that, but I just felt like I was a statistic. Like I didn't feel like a person. And so the idea of disrupting the financial industry felt really appealing to me. And so I loved the concept of Bitcoin, but I never bought into it because, you know, well, I'm not putting my money into it, which is why I didn't get in early. So now, when I look back at these patterns, so hopefully you understand, I'm giving you these reasons, or these stories, so that you can see like why I do what I do and how I do what I do. So pattern recognition has always been a big thing for me, and I've always looked at the reasons that people do things. So let's look at the reasons here, because if you understand human psychology, and if you understand how bots work, then you understand that bots work within a framework. They work within it's like the Matrix. It's no different to the Matrix. The algorithms, they have to work within parameters, and those parameters are programmed by people, and those people have human emotions. All right, and so the bots can take out a lot of the emotion in trading, and they can work very quickly, but they're still defined by a set of rules. And when you understand that, you can play against the system. I'm not trying to be the smart money. I'm just trying to take some of the crumbs by following the smart money. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm plankton. I'm a stickleback. I don't care. I'm happy. I'm in my lane. I'm moisturized. I'm unbothered. And so the idea here is that all I want to do is know to the best of my ability, what's coming next. Because if I know what's coming next, I can prepare for it. So this is what I believe is coming next, okay? I'm going to share this with you now. If I look back at 2020, like looking at the chart right now, you can see in 2020, this was the lowest point that we hit, okay? And if we go back to like 2017, look, you can see here, this point here was very important. Here, here, and here. We have never been back here. And I don't believe we ever will, right? $3,800 Bitcoin, that ship sailed in March 2020. And I believe we will never, ever come back to that point. That is a point. The same way we'll never come back to $100, right? The same way I don't believe we're ever going to come back to $50,000. Like, there are certain points when you reach those points and it's like a point of no return. Okay? Hey, Doom Juicy, nice to meet you. Been following you for a while. Joined Honeyland back in January. Oh, nice. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you. And thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate you, buddy. Nice. Oh, I see you on YouTube and on Twitch, mate. Yeah, I'm on all 3 channels at the moment. Okay, so let's just talk about this real quick. So here, we have never touched this point since. So this is a pivotal, this day right here, okay? Friday the fucking 13th. Of all days, Friday the 13th, right? March 2020, Friday the 13th, is a key moment. It is pivotal because we have never, ever touched that low since. And I don't believe we ever will, which is why this red trend line that you see trending up here is so vital. It is so important. We hit that, we bounced, and then we took off. And we did not come back again until the crash of May in 22. The crash of May in 22, when we started crypto winter, when we went into this horrible, choppy, sideways hell, back down to 16k, this red line, we never saw it again, and we touched it in January of this year. We touched it. Let's look at the red line for now. Now, just for context, this vertical blue line is the halving. All right, let's change this to a different color. This is the halving. I don't even think yellow is the right color. We're going to go for like a purple. We'll go for purple. So the purple line is the halving, all right? Roughly the halving. It's somewhere around the 20th. By the way, my birthday is the 21st of April, so you're welcome. It's my, like, Bitcoin's birthday present to me is the halving. And so what we had was we touched this. Look, it was almost textbook. This red line was priced in. This red line was drawn in a long time ago. Years ago. And yet 4 years later, this line is still relevant. Look, still relevant. So then we broke through it. And we broke through it recently, 12th of February. And I told you, if you watch, this was when everyone was going crazy. Bitcoin's hit 50,000. And I said, yeah, it hit 50,000. But I wasn't confident because until we broke this red line, I didn't believe that we were going up. And then what happened? We broke it. We retested it. We Kobo, kiss off, bugger off. So we went up. We broke the trend. We retested the trend from resistance to support. And we took off. This is absolute textbook technical analysis. It is perfect textbook technical analysis. And I fucking saw it. If you just go back through my channel, I've been talking about this all along because I could see it so clear. Like right now, I could see this. I've been talking about this. If you've been following me, I've been talking about this now for weeks. We are in an ascending, we was in an ascending triangle. I drew this out. I've not drawn this today. This was drawn out before we even hit it. Before we even got into this, I drew this because I told you we would come up. Once we've bounced off of this line, we would come up and we would hit all-time high. All-time high is this dotted line, all right? I'm going to change it to a different color. There we go. It's purple now. So this dotted purple line is all-time high. So I could see that we were going to come up and we were going to hit this resistance. Now, this was a heavy resistance. It's all-time high. We weren't going to break it first time. So what happened? We pushed up. We've got this trend line. We've got this line as well, 62,400. 62,400 was a key pivotal point. All right, so we went into this ascending triangle and we pushed up. What happened? We went into a bigger ascending triangle. And what happened? We've just pushed out of it. So where are we going now? Well, guess what? We're going to the next trend line. It's written. It's already done. It's already happening. Like there's no confusion in my mind that we had that red trend line. That red trend line is done. Right? The next time we crash, if we come back down, then we come back down to this red trend line. Which, I don't know, if we're looking at somewhere around here, then maybe we come down to like 80,000. Maybe we break it again. I don't know, but I don't know if we ever break this red line again. I don't know. I don't know if we ever come back down below this red line. I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. But I think that at the very least, I think like if we look at something like 62.4, I think 62.4 for me, possibly 48. If we were to come back down, I just don't see us ever coming down below 50,000 again. I just don't see it. The same way I don't ever see us going below 3,000. You know, I think there are some things that are just, it's done. And so I think it's done. I think that buying opportunity is gone forever. I might be wrong, but that's what I believe. So now we're looking at the next line. So if we look at these, I did traffic lights because it's nice and clean and easy, right? We've got this trend line here that we can see. We pushed up, we bounced, we hit this, we bounced, we traded and flirted with this for a little while, and then we broke it. We've never, ever regained this green line. We have never regained it. In fact, to regain it today, we would need to be at 90,000. So $90,000 Bitcoin would regain that green line. Until we hit 90K, we are still not at the start. We're not even at the start yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for the start. This is the pre-season. We're in the warm-up. And this is what I find so funny. So what am I doing now? I'm acquiring as much wealth as I can. So look, we've also got this line. So when we look at where we traded, we bounced in this range. I think you can all agree that there was some absolute resistance and some support around these two lines. Okay? So when we look at that, we can see these patterns in it trading in this range. This orange line, we've never, again, since that crash of May 22 was a massive, massive event. All right, we have never recovered from that. So where are we now? Where are we today? Well, today we have recovered this red line. We are now ascending out of the top. Now, here's the thing. Look, let me show you how I arrived at this thesis. It's really simple. I saw this ascending triangle, right? Now, in technical analysis, when you enter an ascending triangle, which was around here, the distance at the start from the top to the bottom, which I believe to be somewhere around roughly 10.5%. Somewhere roughly around 10.5%, okay? If I was then to take that, and I take that 10.5%, and when you exit, you will look to pump about 10.5%. All right, so let's go up here, 10.5%. Where does it... Fuck me, look! It puts us right above that resistance. It's written. It's just, it's so textbook. It's perfect. It makes sense. It just, when you look at it, it makes like, it's now you're not just relying on one technical analysis. You've got two technical analysis, and then you've got three. And now all of a sudden your thesis looks so much stronger. And so here's what I'm looking at right now. We are going to see a pump up to this line. Now, one of two things is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. One of two things is going to happen when you hit this. Either we're going to hit it and we're going to bounce back. We're going to resist. We're going to hit that resistance and we're going to get rejected. If we get rejected, we are going to see something like a 50% correction. All right. Now, what does a 50% correction look like? And where did this pump start? Well, from here, if we're arguing this, all right, somewhere from here to here is about 10%, right? So let's have a look at what that looks like. It looks like if we do pump from what was 67 or 68,000, we pumped up to 76,000. If we get rejected, we're coming back down to around 72,000, where we are right now. So this, I think this is a good buying opportunity, but not now. I mean, you could buy now, but I think that we'll come back here. I believe we're going to... I think it makes perfect sense. I think we see a pump. It makes... Because now what I have to think about is not just about what the technical analysis says. Now I have to think about the fundamental analysis. I have to think about, well, what's going to happen on the back end of this? Like, what happens with the human psychology? Well, the narrative is that we have two different things happening at the moment. We have institution money coming in, flowing in through ETFs, because they're now approved. All right. And I think we see a very different cycle this time as well, because retail had their chance to buy, and they did. And a lot of retail got greedy. A lot of retail and early investors started to gamble. And a lot of retail got wrecked. They got caught with their pants down and they got wrecked. And so retail got flushed out of the market. Then they got scared. Then they stopped buying. So now what we're seeing is institutions coming in. Now, institutions have got runway for days. They don't have to sell their Bitcoin. They can hold it for a long time. They can leverage against it. Look at what Michael Saylor's doing. He is buying Bitcoin. He is assigning that Bitcoin to his balance sheets. He is then taking out a loan in fiat to buy more Bitcoin and repeating that. He has found a loophole in the traditional finance system that allows him to infinitely leverage debt to buy Bitcoin. It's brilliant. He is an absolute giga chad, and he deserves all the success that's coming to him. He had big balls. He played it through. Absolutely unwavering conviction. He deserves all. He as far as I'm concerned, he could be fucking Satoshi. I don't care. He is an absolute chad when it comes to this. He has never bought anything else. He's never messed about with anything else. He just buys Bitcoin, and he knows what he's doing. He knows how he's doing it, and he just does it. Right? And so there's a reason. And he says, I don't mess about with anything else. And I agree with him. I think 80 to 90% of altcoins are your favorite Web3 games are not going to last. Right? The altcoins that you love so much, they're not going to last. I reckon 80% of altcoins are going to die. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. And I don't know if they're going to come back. Here's the thing. Web3 games, right? Let's just take gaming as an example for the moment. How long is the lifespan of a game these days? Honestly, Starfield, Palworld, these were incredibly successful launches that you played for 2 to 4 weeks. Be honest with yourself. And maybe not you individually, but as general. Generally, people don't play games for more than a month. Now, every now and again, you'll find a game that you can play for years. Every now and again, there'll be a game that you can play for years. But you can count those games on your fingers and toes. There's not that many of them. And then within those, every now and again, in a blue moon, there is a game that you could play for 10 years. I can count them on one hand. Rust, Dota 2, you've got Fortnite, you've got World of Warcraft, you've got like League of Legends, you've got CSGO. These are games that you can put down and pick back up again, but like for me, they're limited. And so the idea and a concept that you're going to invest in a Web3 game that's going to be around for years, it's just not going to happen. People aren't buying games. People are buying the opportunity to make money. And when people realize that these PowerPoint presentations that people have been sold in these pitch decks aren't going to come to fruition, because when the market goes up, it's great. When the market goes down, people get wrecked. When the market crashes, and it will, a lot of these projects will just disappear. They'll rebrand. They'll pivot. They'll do something. They'll find another way to take your money. But understand that you're feeding on the bottom, because Bitcoin is going to be in a league of its own. And I genuinely believe, because of the Bitcoin ETF and because of the institutional money flowing in and because people aren't going to be selling Bitcoin, I believe what we see this cycle is a decoupling. And I believe that Bitcoin goes on a run like we've never seen before. And I don't think anything else touches it. And I think that's it. I think that's as simple as that. So what do I expect in the near future with Bitcoin? Well, it's simple. I expect Bitcoin to come up to test this 76,000. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to be watching this. Either, for me, it hits it and rejects it. Look, we're halfway there now, today. Just today. I mean, look at the pump. This is a pump that even Arnold Schwarzenegger will be proud of, you know? And get the gains. It's, I don't know, that was a really bad impression. But we're going to get to this line, right? And whether we smother it, because here's the thing, and I've talked about this in the past. Imagine skimming a stone. Imagine skimming a stone on water, right? You skim, you skim, you skim, and after a while, it loses momentum and it falls through, yeah? It happens the same the other way. Imagine you're skimming a stone, it loses momentum and it falls through. So what we're going to do here is one of two things. We're either going to hit this and hard reject and come back down, at which point we'll probably end up around here because this is 50% of this pump. So if we look at this as the pump, okay, we hit this. This is 100% pump. We reject down to 50%. All right, and then what we do is another leg up because you'll see it, right? We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, step. And you never ever see a straight line. It's always up and down because you have this is trading. This is bots. This is the algorithm. This isn't necessarily people. This is trading. This is taking profits. This is flushing out stop losses. This is manipulation. This is leverage. This is all this is. This is people getting wrecked. This is people making money. This is PvP. That's all this is. Simple. And so at the moment, what we're seeing, if you look at this this thesis, and if you believe in it, is we're going to see either we hit this and reject, or we hit it and we smother it and we break through, or we just break through. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'm not going to know until I see it. But I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to see what happens, and I'm going to be watching this very carefully. Because if I see a rejection off of this, yeah, I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be selling some of my assets. Because I'm here to make money. Make no mistakes about this. I am here to make money in this cycle. This cycle is about, last cycle was about accumulation, right? I accumulated good wealth in the last cycle and I got destroyed. I got wrecked and it was my own fault and I learned a lot of lessons. So this cycle is about me accumulating that wealth again, which I've been doing, and fucking holding on to it this time, not losing it. Okay, and so my goal is to exit this cycle with $5 million. That's my goal. Whether I get there or not, I don't know. I'll be happy with one. I will. But my goal is 5 million. I started this in 2020, 2021 with 50 grand. And I don't believe I took excessive risks. What I did, I believe, was calculated. I made some mistakes. I made some problems. I've had a bit of a flutter here and there. But at the end of the day, what I'm doing, I believe, is a strategy that makes sense to me. So let me talk you through it very quickly. I sold my Bitcoin. Why don't I hold Bitcoin? If I think Bitcoin's going to go crazy, then why don't I hold Bitcoin, right? If I reach my goal barbecue at my house, we'll do something. We definitely will. So here's the thing, right? What I believe at the moment is I want to own Bitcoin. My goal is to own Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me is a store of wealth. I want my assets in Bitcoin, all right? Then I want to be able to leverage that Bitcoin to be able to take out debt. I want to take debt out against that Bitcoin to buy cash flow generating assets that I can then use to pay off the debt. Better not dox myself. I mean, I'm already doxed. I'm fully doxed. I don't, like, you know, it is what it is. So, but that's my goal anyway. I'm not getting into that side of things. So let's focus on this because this is what I'm doing right now. This is my plan. So I think that we're going to have a run, an altcoin season. Everyone thinks that they understand, right? Everyone thinks they know what altcoin season is. Oh yeah, crypto, like Bitcoin pumps and then Ethereum pumps and then altcoins and then low caps and that's the cycle. Maybe it is. But I think it's different this time. And here's the reason why I think it's different this time. In all previous cycles, people put retail and people put money into Bitcoin and then they took money out of Bitcoin, right? So it went from the S&P 500, it went from the FTSE, it went from all of the stocks and shares and all of the other places, and it went into Bitcoin, and then it went from Bitcoin into altcoins. A lot of the money that's flowing into Bitcoin right now, if you go onto Glassnode and you have, and I haven't got the sheets to show you, and I don't want to waste your time, but if you go on something like Glassnode and you have a look, a lot of the money that is flowing into Bitcoin right now is flowing in through the ETFs, right? That money can't flow into altcoins. It can't. It's stuck in Bitcoin. So what's going to happen, I believe, this is my belief, there is only a finite amount of Bitcoin, right? This is what people really do. I've got people hating on me because of my comments. But these are my beliefs. Right or wrong, they're my beliefs. I believe that in the very near future, you will log on to an exchange, whatever, Binance, Crypto.com, Coinbase, doesn't matter. But I believe the narrative will be that you will log on to one of these exchanges and you will go to buy Bitcoin. And it will say, we're sorry, we don't currently have any Bitcoin on our balance sheet. Would you like us to notify you when it becomes available? And everyone will lose their shit. You will see people running out to buy toilet paper because fucking Armageddon is coming. And I genuinely believe that we will have a supply shock because the rewards, you have to look at how much Bitcoin can currently be mined per day. There is a limit on how much Bitcoin can currently be mined. That limit is about to halve. That's what the halving event is. You're not halving Bitcoin. You're not halving the price of Bitcoin. You are halving the rewards that the miners, because the only way to generate Bitcoin is through the miners. The miners that are generating Bitcoin, their rewards are about to be halved. You have this incredible demand for Bitcoin where people are starting to realize, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then they join you. They are starting to join. You've got people like Larry Fink, you've got people like BlackRock, you've got people on the news now who are saying, yep, Bitcoin's got value. I can see the value of Bitcoin. People are starting to wake up. They're starting to understand. And the boomers are starting to die because they're old and they're starting to retire and no one's listening to them anymore. And so now the boomers are not important. You've got, I don't even know, what generation are we in now? We've gone through Y, Z. We're in generation, what, A, B, I don't even know what generation, whatever. But you've got sprogs. I'll call them sprogs, right? You've got the whippersnappers. You've got the utes. You've got the young'uns. You've got whatever you want to call them. They're broke. They haven't got any money. They're broke. They're skint. You know, they're gambling everything on meme coins. And then you've got the boomers that won't touch it. And so in between, you've got us. You've got us who have seen both sides to it. And right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to just get through this as unscathed as possible, right? Whilst moisturising as we go. And that's all we can do. Is just trying to get through this. And so what I believe at the moment is we are going to see another run in altcoins. And it is going to be incredible. And I do believe that, because right now we are in, like, I can tell you right now with absolute clarity and absolute certainty, we are in meme coin season right now. Just go onto crypto Twitter. We are in thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of meme coins are being created daily. Thousands and thousands on Solana alone. Why? Because fuck gas. Who wants to pay Ethereum gas fees when you can go on Solana and for a couple of $100 you can create your own coin? I did it last week. I created my own coin last week as a test. I bought into meme coins because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit there and degenerately gamble, but I did put in $250 and turn that into $1,000. I then took that $1,000 and turned it into $10,000. I then cashed out. Absolutely goddamn right, I cashed out. And I'm looking right now at my tokens, and I've currently got $2,000 sitting in Choose Rich. Because at the moment, when you look at memes, the meme that is taking over right now is All Rich. All Nick. And All Nick has a slogan and he says, I choose rich. And he is trolling. He is trolling so hard. And I love it. I'm here for the culture. I think it's brilliant. And so when you look, and we've seen all the presidents, there was a whole thing around the presidents that happened. And we saw that, and Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and all of that lot. And we've seen that. And we've seen the cats and we've seen the dogs. Not really the cats, but we've seen the dogs. So yeah, we've seen the frogs, the dogs, we've seen the presidents. And now Nick has just transcended Twitter. Even Beeple tweeted him this morning. I mean, there is incredible exposure. The meme economy is flourishing. It will absolutely decimate. And as soon as my next door neighbor texts me and says I've bought some Choose Rich, then I know it's time to get out. So I am watching it, I am playing with it, but I am not committing to it. And I'm also not going to talk much about it. So for those of you that are interested, the reason that I dived into meme coins is because I want to create educational content to protect people from getting wrecked with meme coins. I can't do that unless I'm in it. So I have to experience it. So I had to go through it. Also, I fucking hate meme coins. And sorry, I apologize. Let me correct myself. What I said then was wrong. I don't hate meme coins. I hated meme coins. The reason I hated them was because I did not like the perception that meme coins created to people outside of crypto. I think that it made crypto look cheap and tacky and like a joke, and I believe that it discredited what was being built. Actually, what I believe now is that it's fucking hilarious. It's funny. It's cultural. There is a lot of enjoyment and fun in the community. And community is everything. And so there's a lot of scammers. There is an insane amount of scammers. There are so many people preying on these desperate people. And there are a lot of people who will get wrecked. For everyone that survives, 10 or 100,000 are going to lose. Again, it's PvP, right? And the bots are the ones that are cleaning up. The most successful trader on Solana right now, the one that made like $26 million last month, is a bot. It's a Mev bot, okay? When you understand bots and bot trading, you'll realize, and when I created my meme coin that I didn't tell anybody about, did $10,000 of trading in the first minutes of it going live. And it wasn't me buying it, it was bots. And so I had to prove all of this to see it working so I could understand it, so then I can create content around it. So yeah, I own a few meme coins. I bought into a few. I got wrecked. I've lost like 20 or 30 sold profit on meme coins that went to zero, right? But that was profit. I started with $250. If I lost that $250, then that was it. I was out. Because that was all I was ever willing to invest. That was it. $250 was all I was willing to put in. Now, I was fortunate that I put it in and I managed to make some money and I managed to then take out that initial capital, that risk. So actually, my profit in meme coins right now is completely risk-free. And that's the next step, is becoming risk-free. How do you take your initial capital off the table? That's the key thing, right? And so now everything I make with meme coins is purely just profit, and I'm having fun with it and I'm enjoying it. And I don't have a lot in there. I've got 1 million rich and I've got 100,000 Nick. That's it. That's all I've got. I haven't got anything else. And so I'm watching it right now and it's fun and I'm enjoying it, but I'm not relying on it. Some people will make some money on it. Most people won't, because they won't know when to get out. Getting in is very hard. Knowing when to get into a trade is key. If you're going to get into a successful meme coin and make money, you need to get into that meme coin in the first 30 minutes of it going live. And even then, you're probably too late, because the people that created that meme coin, they're the ones in the community, they're the ones that the friends of the people that own or set it up, they're the ones that are going to make the money. So you could make some money on it, make no mistake, but you have to be in within the first 30 to 60 minutes. If you're not in the first 30 minutes, it's going to pump that high that you're going to miss it. And there's thousands. So how do you know which one to buy into? Well, you don't. It's just a gamble. It's a gamble. So what I would do, if you're going to do this, I would not be watching the charts. I would be watching Twitter. And I would be watching everyone and everything on Twitter, and I will be trying to find what catches. Like right now, All Nick is all over Twitter. Okay? Choose Rich. It's everywhere. He's trolling community notes. He's trolling people left, right, and center. He's like the Tai Lopez of meme coins. And everyone loves it, and I'm all for it because it's funny. But make no mistake, it's a trend. It's not going to last. Trends don't last. All right? The trend is your friend until the bend at the end. And that bend is the crash that's coming. So just don't get caught with your pants down and don't buy the top. But have some fun. So that being said, this is my plan, right? Really quickly. Bitcoin is the goal, the end goal. What do I believe at the moment when I look at all of the altcoins out there? What do I believe has the most chance of success? Well, I've definitely got some diversification. So I've got some Render, okay? I've got some Coty, I've got some Arweave, I've got some Filecoin, I've got some Theta, you know, I've got some Cake. You know, there's a lot of tokens that I still hold and I've still got. LCX is another one. Quant is another one. All of these tokens, great. Solana, definitely. AVAX, absolutely. No Ethereum. I don't hold any Ethereum. I mean, I've got like one ETH, which I use between multiple accounts for gas, which is like one transaction. I don't hold much ETH. I don't believe in ETH. I don't think ETH survives. I think ETH dies. And as a result, I think when ETH goes down, which I think it will, I think when that happens, I think it will take Matic down with it. I think Matic will reposition, but I don't have much Matic. I've sold most of my Matic. Because for me, my belief is that whilst Matic can survive on its own, it's still dependent on Ethereum right now. And so any layer 2s, Ronin, Matic, they can all survive on their own. But if ETH crashes, I think it's going to take all of those down. When we see our first event, like whatever that event will be, I think that's a potential catalyst. Why do I think ETH dies? Go and use it. Just go and use it. Go and use Ethereum, and you tell me. Why do you think? Like, what would be a reason that ETH would die? My belief, my personal belief, is that people are not going to be like. So I'm not saying it dies, like, doesn't exist anymore. I don't believe, like, let me just clarify for context. When I say Ethereum dies, I believe the narrative of Ethereum in its current form dies. I believe that Ethereum transcends into a business to business layer 1. I do not believe Ethereum is a consumer network. I do not think it's a B2C network. I think Ethereum becomes a B2B network. And the reason for that is because it's just so fucking expensive. And any volume that comes in makes it more expensive. It's painful. If you come into Ethereum and you want to transfer... I tried the other day to move a token from one wallet to another wallet, just to move a token. It cost me $60. It cost me $60 just to move between two wallets. Oh, but you're using it at the wrong time of day. Oh, but you're... Fuck it, I don't give a shit. I want to move something from one wallet to another. I'm not paying $60 to do that. Not when I can go onto Solana and send it 100 million times between two wallets for a penny. Why would I... Like, I'm not minting on Ethereum. It fails. Gas wars. Gas, and gas. Fuck Ethereum. I don't care. I hate Ethereum. It's shit. I don't use it. Polygon. Laggy. Slow. Not built very well. I don't care. I don't like Ethereum. Ethereum is the MySpace of Web3. It will die as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it finds a new home and a new place, you know, but at the end of the day, people are going to go to whatever is convenient and cost effective, because convenience is key. Why? People value convenience over security. People's convenience, listen to how crazy this is. Listen to how crazy this is. People value convenience over security. Don't believe me? How many apps do you have on your mobile phone right now? How many applications do you have on your mobile phone? Do you know the developers? Do you know the code and how it was built? And I'm talking every single line. Do you know what they do with your data? Have you looked into their policies? Do you know what they do? No. You downloaded it because you wanted to put a fucking cat filter on your face and you don't give a shit. Convenience is more important than security. And so people want convenience. Ethereum is not convenient. That's just a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Use it. You'll see what I mean. Solana, incredible network. AVAX, great network. Even Binance Smart Chain, I have never had a problem using it. Polygon, laggy as shit. Ethereum, the same. EVM chains for me, maybe they innovate, maybe they change, maybe they become something new, maybe ZK rollups become something, maybe something happens, but at the end of the day, in the current model and the way that it works, well, it just doesn't. And so that's the reason I don't hold any Ethereum. I don't hate Ethereum. I want it to survive, and I think we see another cycle. I think it goes this cycle. There's a lot of maxis, there's a lot of OGs, and I think it has value. It has great value. It just doesn't work. Not for people coming on onboarding. And by the way, I'm sorry the live chat doesn't work below. I'll fix it for the next stream. I don't know. I'm watching the chat. I can see it. It's just not showing up on the stream for some reason. I'll get it fixed. I genuinely just don't know why. It should be there. Yeah, I don't know what I've done. I've obviously broken it and I don't know why. So I apologize for that. I'll get it fixed for the next stream. So yeah, that's my thought process. I genuinely I don't hold ETH for that reason, and I don't hold Matic for that reason either. And maybe they do well, but I feel more comfortable holding Solana and AVAX than I do Ethereum and Matic. And here's the other thing: why would I hold Matic and Ethereum? That's like holding Luna and UST, which I did in the last cycle, by the way. In the last cycle, I had Luna, Anchor, and UST. And I thought I was diversified because I had 3 tokens, but they all relied on Luna. So when Luna went down, they all went down. So holding Matic and holding Ethereum, if Ethereum goes down, Matic's going to go down with it. Now it will recover, but it's going to get hurt. So I'm not like I'm not overexposing. I've got a bit, but it's not a focus for me. All right. With that being said, so what am I focusing on right now? I believe there is a token right now, and I am overexposed. I am overexposed to this token. But there is a token right now, and looking at history, looking at what's happened before, looking at where it is, I believe this token is the token. This is the token. This is it. I am willing. Like people say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Make sure you don't get wrecked. I agree. Don't copy me. Don't copy me. Right? I am overexposed. I don't want to be this exposed, but fuck it. In for a penny, in for a pound. I'm in. Right? I've got 3 million of this token. It's not smart. It's not big. It's not clever, and I don't recommend it. Now, yes, of course, once it plays off, I'm going to be like walking around giving it fucking told ya. But right now, it is not a good idea to overexpose yourself to this token. But this token, I believe in it. I believe in this token the same way that Michael Saylor believes in Bitcoin. I think that this token is the key to mass adoption. One token. Now, I'm going to tell you what the token is, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm acquiring this token. Okay? So for me, it's a very simple token. It's a well-known token. It's called CRO. Can I wrap it? It's called CRO. Now let me explain to you why. Crypto.com. People like convenience. If you're going onto Google right now, and let me do this. In fact, I'll do this right now. Go onto Google right now and just type in the word crypto. What is the first thing that comes up when you type in the word crypto? Just humour me. Just test. Let's do a test. Go onto Google right now and just type in the word crypto and press enter and tell me what comes up at the top of the chat. Mine might be biased. Mine might be based. But what comes up for you? Is it the same? Because for me, it's crypto.com. Why? Why not? Why wouldn't it? It's incredible. UK regulated to allow crypto-related securities 5 hours ago. This is huge, by the way. We're going to talk about that. So, for me, they own the best website in the world. They own the best, they have the best website in the world. For me, second result here in Germany with DuckDuckGo. But even so, it's up there, right? People that are going to search for crypto, crypto.com is going to come up in search engines. People are going to go to Google because it's what they do. They're going to search. It's trending #1. Look at your app store right now. Look at Apple, right? They're doing a partnership with Apple at the moment. Look at Apple, right? Finance apps. What is #1? What's the #1 finance? Yep, fucking too right. It's #1. Because it's fucking brilliant. Have you used it? It's the best app. It's a brilliant app. I've used it for years. I got everybody into crypto in 2021. If you was here in 2021 watching my content, what was I telling you to do? What was I telling you to do in 2021? I told you to take £3,000 or dollars, whatever currency, and buy the Indigo Blue Crypto.com Visa card. I'm going to talk to you about this in a minute because there's a whole. This has gone over. This was a 30-minute. I don't care. We're on one. I told you to buy the Crypto.com Visa card. Every single person that followed me into that trade that bought £3,000 worth of CRO, 6 months later, every single person cashed out £30,000. Every single person 10x their money. And not only that, but right now in the UK, Crypto.com is one of the only ramps that allow you to get money in and out of crypto. Binance had their partnership with their FPS provider revoked. Coinbase you can, but it's difficult. Kraken I don't know because I don't use it, but Crypto.com is one of the only fiat on and off ramps in the UK at the moment. I think Chris is a level-headed, decent guy. I think the problem with something like Luna, when you had like Do Kwon, who was like goating and baiting like Wall Street and being like, fuck traditional finance, I don't see any of that with Chris. He's a level-headed guy. He's got his head on his shoulders. He's a decent businessman. I think he's a good captain to steer the ship. So I respect the team. Now, there's some red flags with Crypto.com. Not enough to move to stop, but don't ever rely on their support. Their support is trash. It's like an Indian call center. No disrespect to India, but it's like a call center in a foreign country reading off a transcript, and they don't even know what they're talking about. These are people that have never heard of crypto, and they're telling you how to navigate your crypto account. So don't, like, the support's just, ugh. But on Twitter, I actually spoke to Chris, and I told him, and he said, my DM's are always open. So I DM'd him. I was like, hey, Chris, your support is shit. I was like, can we fix it, please? I've got some suggestions. And he listened. And for me personally, he fixed it. Now, I don't know if he's fixed it for everyone, but he fixed my problem, and support was very attentive to me. Very attentive. Now, I don't know if that's because I hold 3 million CRO, or whether it's because, you know, he acknowledges that there is a problem with support. What is the use case of CRO, like its benefit as a token? Who cares? Genuinely, seriously, who cares? Does it matter? Does it matter? Like, I'll talk through it, but my point is, does it matter? Who cares? Just token go up, brrr, money printer. Like, it's just, don't overthink it. So here's the thing. When I look at crypto.com, when I look at mass adoption, it's the easiest way into the space. I was able, my dad is not techie. My dad is not a techie, but he uses that app every day. My mum doesn't understand technology. She doesn't have internet banking, but she's got a crypto.com account. If you've got a smartphone, if you are, and respectfully, look at a lot of people that have got disposable income, right? It's not your 16-year-old kids playing games, although some of them do. It's your 20 to 30, 40-year-olds. It's your people that are in careers and jobs. It's the people that don't have time to research. They don't want to learn how to use Ethereum. They don't want to know how to have a MetaMask wallet. They're going to download an app, probably the #1 trending, and they're going to buy some crypto. Simple as that. And they're probably going to leave it in their wallet. Maybe they'll transfer it into their crypto.com DeFi wallet. But at the end of the day, when they start their journey, that app is so simple, it just works. Now, here's the thing. There's some other things to consider. Right, let's get this out of the way. There's some other things to consider here when I look at CRO. When you look at CRO from the last cycle, all right, let's go and find it. Where is it? CRO. Here we go. Let's have a look at what... Now, it never used to be called CRO. Right? They did something very... they did something very interesting. You can see my entries here. You can see where I got my dad in, and you can see where I got in. And I got in a long time after my dad, right? So it went down a lot because I got my dad in back in like 2021. So let's go and have a look on the daily. So my dad got in here. This is where my dad got in. Now, everybody that got in here with me around here held it for 6 months, 180 days because you had to, right? 180 days put you around here. So just understand that, right? If you got in it here and held it for 180 days, which is a staking period, you made 500%. Minimum. Easy. All-time high of this token, and I'm ignoring that first candle, but all-time high of this token, as far as I'm concerned, was just under $1. In fact, let's put a pin on it, shall we? Let's do that right now. There we go. There. That was all-time high, 97 cents. There's a lot of tokens in circulation. Yes, I agree. You can look at the tokenomics. Do I think they're going to do the same thing? Yes, 100%. I have no doubt in my mind. This is going past $1. This is a $2 to $5 token, and I'll explain why. I'll give you my reasoning behind it. So for me, right now, when I look at this token, and by the way, when it dumped, oh my god, look at where I was buying. Just take a moment and look at where I was buying this token. All throughout, this was December 22, so all throughout 2023, up here, down here, down here, I've been buying this token all the way. I have been buying this token. I even bought some here recently with the latest pump. I have 3 million of this token. I paid in the region of about $175,000 for this token. Right, $175,000 for a 3 million token that I believe is going to $1. If this token goes to $1, that's $3 million. That's $175,000 to $3 million, which as is a token that has a massive company that's going for regulation, that is very well established, that has incredible branding, that has amazing partnerships. They bought partnerships into the UFC. They bought partnerships into the F1. They bought partnerships into the Spanish Football League. They've done what FTX did with stadiums, but the difference is they've held on to them. Whereas FTX didn't. Crypto.com still has the stadium rights. They still have a lot of the branding that's going on. They have a lot of those partnerships. That all still exists, right? They are the front face of crypto. Crypto.com, right? Bitcoin may be the heartbeat of crypto, but Crypto.com is the face of it. Yep. I mean, can they get sued for being a security? I mean, are they a security? I don't know. They're an exchange, aren't they? They're an app. They allow people to trade securities, but are they a security themselves? I don't know. Yep, 10-year deals. They did 10-year deals with everything. So, regardless of what happens, and yes, there is a risk. The risk is that the CEO goes off the rails, they get hacked, the government shuts them down, whatever. And I'm sure they'll get some slaps on the wrist and they'll probably just wash it off and it won't matter. But, yeah. And also, they got Matt fucking Damon. Matt Damon. You know? Fortune favours the brave. Fuck yeah. I love Crypto.com. Here's the reason I love Crypto.com. If you go into that app, within that app, I'm going to show you this on the screen. Hold on. If you go into that app, I need to show you this on... I just had support randomly message me and say, have a wonderful day. Now, I'm sure there's better things they can do with their time, but... yeah, these guys... they literally messaged me and said... hold on, I can't see it. Let me bring this up. They literally messaged me and said, have a wonderful day. I'm sure that they're going above and beyond that. They don't need to do that. But here's the thing, right? You go into the app. Once you're in the app, at the bottom of the screen, on the home tab, let me just click that. All right, on the home tab, there is a button that says pay. All right, pay. I'm sorry if you can't see that. It's a bit blurry, but there's a button that says pay. You click on that. And you're on this screen. And at the top of this screen, it says gift cards. You see that? It says gift cards. You go into gift cards. The first gift card, Just Eat. Who uses Just Eat? Do you ever use Just Eat? Pizza Hut, Sports Direct, Costa Coffee. If you're in the UK, Asda, Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Starbucks, Miller & Carter, Pizza Express, Wagamama, Nike, Foot Locker, TK Maxx. Do any of these brands make sense? H. Samuel, Signworld, Uber, fucking Uber, Sainsbury's, Jet2 Holidays, Expedia, Netflix, Amazon, Spotify. Any of these brands make sense to you? Go into the pay tab on this app and you get cash back. By paying for my Netflix account from my Crypto.com app, I get 100% cash back. 100%. They pay for my Netflix account every month. I pay for it. I pay for my Netflix on my Crypto.com card, and they give me the exact amount back that I spent in CRO. They're giving me CRO. I just hold it. I get an Uber. I get 2.5% cash back. I do my weekly shopping. I go onto this app. I click on the pay. I go into gift cards. And if I go to Marks and Spencer's, for example, to get some food, let's just do Asda, for example. Look. Asda. So this is what my mum uses. My mum uses Asda for her shopping. So where she does a weekly shop. So what I do is my mum loads up her online shop and she'll put all of her stuff in her basket and it will be like, I don't know, £100 worth of shopping, right? And then what I do is I come in here and I buy a £100 gift card for Asda. Yeah? I buy a £100 gift card. I then go onto my mum's internet shopping and I buy her groceries for her using a gift card. Right? Done. I get 2.5% back. I get £2.50 of CRO right now. I get like 20 or whatever it is, 20, 25 CRO, whatever it is. Yeah? When that goes to $1, that's like $20. I'm getting $20 back for shopping. I'm spending £100. I'm getting £20 back because I'm not looking at the current price. I'm looking at the future price. It's just, I did this 2 years ago. Everybody that followed me made money. It's just stupidly, why overcomplicate this? So here's the thing, right? CRO right now, it's doing all right. It's up. I mean, you really wanted to be buying this when it was at 4 cents, yeah? This was last year, October. If you wasn't fortunate enough to be buying this, then you could buy it on the next leg up, which was here, right? This was 100% up. All right, so you're buying it at 10 cents. What about if you've missed it at 10 cents? Well, all right, that's unfortunate, but now you're buying it at another 100% up at like 16 cents from where it was, all right? So it is where it is. If you were buying down here, good on you. Hold it and just and here's the other thing, right? You lock it up, you stake it. You get yourself a card, all right? So here, if you look at the cards, let me show, in fact, hold on, wait, I can show you on the website. Let me go on here. So crypto.com. Reminds me of Moonpig, I don't know why. Crypto.com. If you ever heard of Moonpig, you'll remember what that. Here we go, right? Products. Metal Visa cards. And by the way, they've got an exchange. They've actually got a network. They've got a layer 1 network. They've got an exchange. They've got so much. I don't think they should focus on all of that. But this is it, right? This is the debit card, right? So you get this. So you can get a free version, a Midnight Blue, and you don't really get any benefits with that. That's fine. Put £300 into this right now, you get the Ruby Steel. If you're in US, it's dollars or wherever you are. Right, you'll get your Spotify refunded for the first 6 months. Meaning you buy Spotify and they will send you the equivalent CRO back. Also, depending on where you are, you'll get 1% on rewards, right? Then you get this card. So if you upgrade to this card, which is £3,000, you get 2% CRO rewards, and then you get your Spotify and your Netflix for the first 6 months. Then you get 30 grand in there, and what I've just recently done is I've just got the Obsidian. So the Obsidian for me right now gives me 5% on my CRO rewards. I'm actually getting like 6.5%. I get Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime. I get X Premium, Expedia, Airbnb. But there's some caveats to this. Crypto.com Private, which is something worth looking into. Earn reward bonus, welcome pack, and a private jet partnership. And I'm not interested in the partnership. What I really want, Chris, if you're listening, I love you. But can you do kind of like I don't know, like an F1 paddock day experience? Like, I really want to take my daughter to F1, and I know you've got partnerships with them. So, hey, if I'm going to invest in like a stake and lock up 300 grand with you, can't you just get me a track day at F1? Come on, can't you get me to a fight at UFC? Is there not like, can we not have one of those with your partners? Come on, that would be nice. So anyway, the rest of it's all pretty much, but that's my point, right? You use this as your daily, like, fuck bank accounts. Who cares about? I just closed my bank account of 20 years. I've just closed it. I just closed it down after 20 years. Why? I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now why I closed my bank account down after 20 years. It was because of a text message they sent me. Right, so just to protect myself, I'm going to hide my full name because everyone knows me as Steve Woody, and my legal name, I you know, just for security. But here we go, because it's actually not Steve Woody. It's Steven. But here we go, right? This basically says, let me read this to you. Hi, Steve. To keep your money safe and secure, we have rejected your payment of £10 to your selected cryptocurrency provider. Funds have not left your account and future payments may be restricted. You can find out more information here. All right, let me click on this link. So I click on a link at NatWest and it actually says when I go to the link here, how can we help you? I mean, I just clicked on a link. So now, not only have I clicked on a link that's meant to help me, they don't help me, it doesn't say anything. I have to go and search for it. So then if I go and search for it, they tell me that I can make a deposit of a maximum of £1,000 per day. I made a £10 deposit and they rejected it. So, fuck NatWest, fuck HSBC, fuck a traditional bank, fuck a Papa Dot, fuck y'all if you doubt me. I'm a CRO holder and I'll say it proudly. You know, I don't care. I am so buzzing with this because I genuinely feel like I've made a good investment. And whether it goes wrong or whether anything happens, I am really happy because I think that this has potential. So yes, I'm gambling some degenerate funning meme coins. And guess what I'm doing with my profits? CRO. Yes, I'm in Web3 gaming. I've got tokens. Guess where it's going? CRO. I'm putting a lot into CRO at the moment. So here's something you can consider. Now, there is a concern I've got, and I'm just going to tell you this concern before we wrap this up. If I look at something like, let's take, what would be a good example at the moment? Let's go on to Dex Screener. I think Dex Screener is a good example. Let's look at something like Honeyland. All right, I think Honeyland's a good example. Let's look at Honeyland. So if I come across to here and I look at Honeyland, Honeyland right now is trading at about 13 cents, yeah? about 13 cents. Okay. Now, if we look at CRO right now and what CRO is doing, where it's trading, CRO is trading at 16 cents. Now, what's going to pop first? This is the question, right? What is going to pop first? Are we going to see Crypto.com pop first? Or are we going to see Web3 games? Ronin, Honeyland, Genopets, Illuvium, Star Atlas, Gods Unchained, even Axie. You know, if I look at these games, if I look at these games, what is the price of that token at the moment? Yeah? Is that token more likely to go above the cost of the token of CRO? Because if so, right, let me just give you an example right now. Let's say CRO pumps up a little bit, but let's say CRO kind of, and let's see if we can find out where CRO sits, right? Because we had a lot of resistance around 18 cents. So I reckon in this pump, it goes up to 18 cents, yeah? Now, where does it go from 18 cents? Does it reject? Does it come back down? Or does it pump through? This is what I'm watching. No different to what I told you with Bitcoin. Now, why am I watching this? I really want CRO to reject back down to 13 cents. I can't tell you how much I want this. I mean, I love CRO, but I just want one more shot. And here's why. Because if I look at a token like Honeyland, and I'm just using Honeyland as an example, there's many different tokens out there. All right, I'm just using Honeyland as an example. So if we take something like Honeyland, which I don't know where it's gone, I've lost it. Honeyland right now is at, I think this is another token that's got the potential to go to $1. I think this has got, we've got central exchange listing this month. We've got opportunities for new tokenomics and all the stuff they're doing and the partnerships that they're doing and the stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff. I know that they bought into Neo Tokyo. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Like there's just so much going on at the moment with the staking rewards, with everything. I think this is going to be a really good opportunity to buy for Honeyland. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe so, right? And I've got a lot of Honeyland. So what I'm looking to do, and not massive, I'm not looking to dump everything, but let's say, for example, CRO goes down to 13 cents in an ideal world, right? Now you've got a 13-cent Honeyland. Now let's say the narrative for Web3 gaming pops off. So now all of a sudden, you've got a 13-cent CRO and a 26-cent Honeyland. What do? Well, you sell your Honeyland and you get 2 to 1 on your CRO. So you're able to get there for half the price. Now, I'm not saying that's the route you should go down. I'm just saying that's an example. So what am I doing? I have a lot of Web3 game tokens. And those Web3 game tokens, I am simply looking to trade them at a value of 2.5 to 1 into CRO. That's my game plan. That's it. I'm not overcomplicating it. I'm keeping it simple. And I'm going to ride CRO to Valhalla. Namaste. I'll either be a millionaire or I won't. If I don't, it's okay because I've still got tokens. I've still got Render. I've still got a lot of AI tokens. I've still got a lot of narratives from, I think, GPU rendering, privacy coins. I think governance tokens. I think there's a lot of stuff there. I think storage solutions. I think there's a lot of stuff there. I think that, and we'll talk about that. We'll do other shows in the future. There will be not as long as this. I appreciate this one's taken a long time. But the concept of this is really about making sure that we put that foundation in place, all right? I want to create these videos to help you. And I want to talk about what's going on and what we're doing. And hopefully this helps. You know, Bitcoin at the moment, we're seeing that pump. We're seeing that initial, that initial breakout. And look, you can, what a green candle. I mean, look at it. It's magnificent. And I'm on a daily right now. I come down onto the hourly and look, it's getting ready for its next little step up. I would argue that today or tomorrow we hit 76. I think it's the day or tomorrow. I hope this, guys, like there's like 200 of you watching here. I've got like 4 of you on YouTube. I've got like 20 of you on Twitch, and I've actually got 153 of you on Twitter right now watching me. GG, thank you very much. I have a feeling, and I'm so sorry about this. Let me just check. On Twitter, I do not see the comments. If you guys are commenting on Twitter, I'm not seeing it, and I don't know how to. Oh, it's okay. There's not many comments. There's no comments. There's one scam comment. There is literally one scam comment. Hey, here's a made 12 ETH. Click, click, click. All right. Yeah. So there's no comments. That's fine. But there is. It's weird. It says right now there's 153 of you watching. But if I click on it, there's no. Oh, there is a chat. There's a whole chat here. I didn't see this. Okay. But the chat doesn't work, I don't think. Or I'm not seeing the chat. So if you're talking to me on Twitter, I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So I'm actually just going to say hi. Does this work? If you're watching me on a broadcast on Twitter right now, can you type? Does that work? I haven't seen this. This is a whole new heads-up display for me. But it does not come through on Restream. I don't think the chat works. But that's cool. That's all good. Anyway, hopefully this has been useful, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully the audio's been okay. Sorry about the start. I don't have really anything else for you at this stage apart from that's my game plan. Web3 gaming tokens and loot boxes. I'm buying loot boxes. So there's a few games that I'm playing at the moment. Not that many, but there is a few games that I'm playing at the moment on my daily. So big time, I'm going into big time and I'm just recycling my cracked hourglasses, block lords. I'm constantly working towards there's an airdrop coming or a game drop coming and I want to be part of that. So I'm definitely involved in that. BR1. So if you've got a BR1 account, every single day, just get one kill every single day. You're going to get an airdrop. And Shrapnel, I was playing that as well. And that's it. That's kind of all I'm doing at the moment. It's about 30 minutes a day just to play that. Ah, great game. GG, great game. I see you. Yellow. Hello, mate. Good to see you. All right, so this works. That's nice. Nice to know that the broadcast on... But you don't show up. Oh, you do show up. So Twitter does show up on Restream. Nice. GG Restream. Well played. That's why I came from Twitch. Nice. All right. Well, look, I mean, a couple of 100 viewers. It's all nice. Good. Hopefully this has been valuable for you. I'm going to do this every single day. We're going to sit down in the morning. I'm going to bring with you my cup of tea because I don't drink coffee. And we're just going to have a quick chat about the charts, what's going on for the day, and what I think's happening. So I think at the moment we're starting to see some gains. Like, there's some gains on here. I'm going to build out this whole list today for you so you can see all of my tokens and my beliefs and what's happening. Ronin pumping at the moment up to $4. Ronin looking amazing right now. I mean, I sold this at $2. I don't regret my sell at $2. I don't regret it at all. But looking at this right now at $4, I might have to buy back in. Ronin looking lovely at the moment. Axie could do something. I don't know though. I think Axie's kind of dead to me. I think they fumbled the ball. I think they fumbled the ball with Homelands. I think that I don't want to talk bad about Axie. I'm very aware of the feedback of the community when you talk down about them or talk bad about Axie. But the reality is that even the community have said, like, you know, and even a team like Jiho and the rest of the team, and I love Jiho, great guy, great team. I don't think necessarily they're experienced enough in business to be able to carry this. I think they're winging it, as everyone is. But I do believe that they are... It's almost like Axie was failing, and so they grabbed onto Pixels and like just like we're gonna push, like we can't do it, so we're gonna push you instead. And that's kind of how it feels. It really feels like they've just championed Pixels so much because they want to focus on other entities. And I'm sure they'll do it again for another game, and that's going to be their thing. They're going to focus on Ronin. But what does that leave Axie? Where does that leave AXS and SLP? I just don't know if I don't think AXS and SLP, like it was incredible for what it was when it was, but I just, there is far too much competition in the marketplace right now for it to, and I think it will pump. I do think it will pump, but I think it will pump on nostalgia more than utility. That's my belief, and for that reason, I'm out. I nothing against them. I hope they do well. I love Axie. It's incredible. I'm not hating on it. I just don't believe in it. All right, I'm sorry. Mavia, I think, is... I love Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans is an incredible game. I think Mavia is a really fun game. I think that everyone that got in early did very well. with the airdrop and with the money they made on it. Would I invest in it now? Probably not. No. If I was going to invest in Mavia, I would have invested at the start. It's popped for me. Now maybe it keeps going. Maybe it makes more gains. But the risk to reward ratio for me isn't attractive enough for me to invest. I don't feel like I'm looking for what's next. So for me, like, okay, so do you want to know right now? I'll tell you 3 tokens right now in Web3 gaming that I'm watching that I'm very excited about. And one of them you can actually go and buy right now. One of them you can't buy. LRDS. I think LRDS has the opportunity to do what Illuvium is doing in terms of the value. I think LRDS launches at around $10 a token. So LRDS is a Lords, and it's the Block Lords go. Now, here's something funny. Block Lords was actually around the same time as Axie, but Axie went mainstream and Block Lords didn't. And actually, looking back, I think that's not a bad thing. I think Block Lords it's a good game, it's a fun game. I play it daily. I enjoy it. It's got Settlers vibes. It's got some really good good vibes. There's a lot coming. It needs a lot of work, but I think it's got really good potential to be something solid. Really do. If you ever like games like RuneScape or anything like that, I never played RuneScape, but I've been told it's got those vibes. But I like it. I think it's got Settlers vibes for me. It's a good game. Bit boring at the moment, a lot repetitive, a lot of grinding, but they've made it so hard to acquire their token that the people in the community right now would do anything for it. Some of the NFTs have got a 6 ETH floor, which is ridiculous, but I've also seen people buy them, and I even said that if Bitcoin does not make 78 or 76k this week, I will pay 6 ETH and I will buy an NFT from Block Lords. I will pay 6 ETH, which is ridiculous, but I will do it because I do actually believe in that game. I think that's got really good potential, and I like it. It's a good game, good community. So Block Lords, that's one token. But the only way you can get that token right now, is by playing the game. And you can't, and playing the game, you don't just like farm it. You have to level up. You have to play that game for like a week or 2 weeks of grinding to be able to unlock the ability to earn that token. Like, it's hard to get that token right now. It is hard. And so I like that because it makes it more valuable. So I like what they're doing. I really do. Another one, I'll show you it. I'll actually show you it right now. I'm actually going to post a website. So again, you do you. This is called Boomland. If you go to boomland.io, boomland.io/token-sale. Now, the only reason I can tell you this is because I've already bought it. I've got a huge bag of this. So, Boomland, for those of you that don't know, if you're unaware, is not a game. Boomland is not a game. Boomland is an ecosystem. It is a network. So, the team behind this have launched many mobile games. They have launched lots of mobile games, all right? So these are people that are coming 1.5 billion downloads in traditional gaming, yeah? They've got the formula. These guys have got the formula for mobile gaming, right? They know how it works. And so their first mobile game is called Hunters on Chain. Now, Hunters on Chain is fine, it's okay, but it gets a little bit boring and repetitive. But don't look at Hunters on Chain. Don't look at now. Look at later. We're not buying now. We're buying later. We're looking at where this can go. And so when you look at all of these games, right, you've got Mighty Heroes, you've got Baseball Club, you've got Cooking Festival, you've got Hunters on... It's like Roblox, right? So when we're looking at games like Darts Club, Archery Club, I used to play these games when I was bored on my phone. You download them, you play them. So having all of these games... Now, this is where I can't stress this enough. Interoperability. You have an NFT that is now available through all of these games. You've got a Hunters on Chain, an NFT, you can use it in a different game. Do you see what I mean? You've got these different games and the NFTs can be used across them. So There's a lot of tokens. This has got there's a lot of tokens. I think it's like 30 billion tokens. All right, it's a lot. We've got a high supply. But at the moment, this token is trading at 0.012. Now, here's how you buy it. You have to go onto Polygon. You have to have USDC.E. USDC.E. Okay, so if you went onto something like CoinMarketCap, and I've actually done a video. I should just be guiding you to the video on this. One sec. Let me go over to CoinMarketCap. And over here, let me go to, where is it? USDC.E. It's bridged, all right? So you're looking for USDC.E, so it's bridged. And from here, this is what you need. Now, you can see where to get it. Like Uniswap, you can get it. You can swap ETH to this, or you know, you can do Matic to this, whatever. I personally do it on Polygon. I wouldn't do it on anything else. So do it on Polygon. So Matic into USDC.E. That's what you need. If you want the contract address, come to CoinMarketCap, and you can grab here. Now this is Avalanche. Click on More, Polygon. There is your contract address. Yeah, contracts on the left. More, Polygon. Grab that address. Now go over to Uniswap on Polygon and swap your Matic into that. You can only do a maximum of $1,000. All right. Now, let me tell you a secret. Come here. I'm going to tell you a secret. You buy $1,000 and then you refresh the browser. Because then you can buy another $1,000. Shh. And so you don't have to do the work. I'll do it for you. $1,000 is 83,333 tokens. So I would probably buy, if you're going to buy 83,300, just for argument's sake, right? You can buy less than that, but that's how many tokens you can buy. Now, if you want to buy more, so what you do is you buy it. Once you buy it, you then claim them. They're in your wallet. Once they're in your wallet, you refresh the screen, you can do it again. Now, I know that there are only around $40,000 worth of these tokens before this is done. So there's not many of these there's not many of these tokens left. Once this is done, it will move on. There's a lot of people that got involved before this, but that's the token sale for Boomlands. I think Boomlands is going to be incredible. Great people behind it. Got a lot of people working on it. There's a lot of stuff going on. Now, yeah, this is long term. This is long term. Hey, Grav, I'm really good. Thank you very much. Really good. But I think that Boomland as an ecosystem is really, really worth looking into. So there you go. Blocklords is one that I think is going to be good that's up and coming. Boomland is another one that you can get into really early at that I think is a good one to look into. What else do I think is worth looking into right now? I mean, I think Shrap will do something. I think Shrap's got potential, but I told you before, if you watch me on Twitter, I won't put anything into Shrapnel because of their marketing team. I don't like it. I don't like the way that they conduct business. I like the game. The game's fun. I'll play it, but also the game's a little bit boring for me because I feel like I run around for 30 minutes to get shot and I don't even know where from. To run around for 30 minutes to get shot. To run around for 30 minutes to get shot. And the game feels slow. Like, if you've ever played... So, here's another game that I really like at the moment. BR1. If you've not played BR1, BR1's a fun game. In fact, look, let me just show you BR1. Let's play a quick game of BR1, just to end the stream. I like this. Bravo Ready 1, I like it. I think this has got potential. And also, they've got loot boxes, so I've bought into this. I've really kind of dumped into this. I love the team. They're really responsive. They're building... when I look at games, and BR, by the way, stands for Bravo Ready. So Bravo Ready 1. When I look at games, they have to be fast-paced, right? I think the problem with Shrapnel is Shrapnel's a bit like Tarkov. You know, you jump into a map, you know, you position yourself, you run around for ages, but you don't really get that instant dopamine hit. There's an element of boredom that quite quickly consumes you when you're repeatedly playing games like Shrapnel. And if it wasn't for the fact that you were grinding leaderboards and collecting tokens, you'd probably stop playing it. However, this game, you die, you respawn. You die, you respawn. Look at me. I've got $1.85 in my account. Check me out. Now, why have I got that? Because this is a pay to spawn. You have to pay to play this game. There is a free mode. There is a free mode, but it is a pay to play. So it is a pay to spawn kill to earn. All right, pay to spawn, kill to earn. All right, let me see if I can get some audio going here. 1 second, because you can't hear me at the moment. Where is my game audio? There it is. Boom. Right, it's a bit loud. There we go. Turn it down. All right, let's do this. So, we're going for the free mode for now, right? So you click on free, click play. I've got my staking going on in this game, by the way. So there we go. Look, we're in. That's it. We're in. So now, top right-hand corner tells me how many people are playing the game. It's going to be laggy on the stream. It's my PC. It's probably struggling. There you go. There's 3 people in this lobby at the moment. It's actually hard to get access into this game at the moment. You can't just download it and play it. You have to get access. There you go. Easy. Easy. 2 kills there. If I was in a paid mode, that would be 20 cents I'd just earned. Or $2 if I was playing on the $1 game. Easy. Easy game. Right. Where's the noobs at? I love this game. It's in early access. Obviously, there's a lot of work coming out. There's a new update, by the way, coming out this week. I'm going to be streaming this game every day next week. I'm going to be streaming this game every day next week. I think it's fun. I think it's a good game. Anyway, you get the point. There's a guy over there. I'll just kill this one guy and then I'm done. Where'd he go? He's fighting someone else. Oh! GG. Alright, so there you go. Now I'm out. I think that this has got a token launching soon, and I think this is another one that's going to be worth looking into. I think this could be good. Anyway, that's it. I'm not going to play anymore, but you get the idea. So, if we go to the main menu, you can actually see like what you earn, and what they're doing for anti-cheat and everything like that. I think is really impressive. That was my biggest red flag, was cheaters and hackers, but I really like what they're doing. I think it's really good. So yeah, I like the idea of this. I think this is really cool. They've got leaderboards. As you can see right now, I'm 189th on the leaderboard. I have a pretty bad kill to death ratio, but you can get the idea of what's going on. So I can look at my career here. I can see my KD. I can see everything that's going on. My weapons, my survival. I can see my damage and stuff that I do. They track so much data. So I really like what they're doing. I think it's cool. Yeah, we're going to be playing that every single day next week once the update comes out. So yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's 2 hours. Hopefully it's been useful. You know exactly what I'm buying into now. You know what I'm doing. So Honeyland, Genopets is another one. So Honeyland, Genopets, Boomland, LRDS is another one that I'm after. BR1 is another one that I'm looking into. Did I ever get in to check out Undead's Metaverse like you suggested? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I did not check that out. There's so much I've missed. So much I've missed. But those are the gaming tokens that I'm looking into at the moment. And I'll be feeding those into CRO, and then I'll be holding CRO. Now, I think CRO could potentially go between $2 to $5. Let's have a think about this, right? There's 30 billion tokens. 30 billion tokens. Most of the supply is already out there right now. So if we look at, even if you go onto something like CoinMarketCap, and you have a look at the supply, the maximum supply. So let's just look at all cryptocurrencies, for example. All right, if we look at here, we look at the market cap. So even the market cap of something like XRP right now is 40 billion, right? So if we look down at like CRO right now, where it is, CRO is at 4 billion. 4 billion, right? For this to get to a $1 token, this has to get to a 30 billion market cap. 30 billion tokens, $30 billion market cap, $1 a token. Simple. All right, so for this to get up to 30 billion, how possible is that? Well, that would put it right now today in the top 10. Does CRO belong in the top 10? You're goddamn right it does. It belongs up with Solana. It belongs above Cardano and it belongs above Dogecoin. That's for, like, Dogecoin's got a market cap of 25 billion. What the fuck is Doge and Shiba doing, right? Memes, trash. You can say what you want about them. They're trash. Like they're not, like, when you look at infrastructure and utility, and when you look at what crypto.com is doing compared to something like Doge and Shiba for the culture, I get it, yes. But do they belong in the top 10? No. They don't. I'm sorry. And so I want to see CRO with Solana, you know, with Avalanche. I think Avalanche, I think Solana, I think CRO belong in the top 10. So, do I think it is possible for CRO to get back to $1? Yes. I don't even think it's a case of if, I think it's a case of when. And I think it's going to happen relatively soon. So, mania is going to kick in. Bitcoin's at all-time high. Everyone's going to start FOMOing in. Retail's on its way back. People are going to be buying. Where are they going to go? Crypto.com. Just makes so much sense. So yes, I believe we could see $2 to $5 this cycle. If the whole crypto market picks up, we would need, like, but here's the thing, right? For a $2 CRO, we would need a 60 billion market cap. That would put us around Solana today. Is that possible? Yes. Is it possible for CRO to flip Ethereum? Yes. Actually, it is. It is possible. Oh, can we see a lot of this market cap flowing out of Ethereum into other networks? Yes, we can. Can I possibly see $150 billion market cap for CRO? Yes, I can. I absolutely can. It would put it currently third with the current market. Because let's have another look. Just to wrap this up, if we go down and look at total, let's look at the total market cap right now. We're at 2.6 trillion. Right, we've not even really started. I think we've got room to double, at least to 5 trillion. And if we get 5 trillion in the total market cap, at that point, the government is going to have to start paying attention. And they're not going to allow you to simply... You can't just have like a 5 to 10 trillion market cap asset class without, you know, legislation, laws, governance. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of that coming in, and we're starting to see it. In fact, I've got articles that I haven't read yet that I need to look into. They popped up earlier. I was starting to look at them, but because I'm on stream, I want to kind of read them. Here we go. So this is a new article that has just come out today. I can't even read it, I don't think. Let's have a look. UK regulator to allow crypto-related securities. The FCA softens its stance on sector by permitting Bitcoin and Ethereum-backed exchange-traded notes. The UK's financial regulator will allow some Bitcoin-linked securities to be listed on a stock market in a softening of its tough stance on digital assets and investors. So now what we're going to see banks like NatWest and HSBC, they're going to change their rules. Now, all of a sudden, mum and dad are going to be able to use Crypto.com to buy crypto. That barrier that's been blocking people, now institutions are in, because institutions have to get in before mass adoption, right? Because it's institutions. Now the barriers down for institutions. We're going to see the general public start to ape in. Issuers can apply to list notes that are linked to the Bitcoin and Ethereum coins on the London Stock Exchange from April. Around the halving. So much. ETNs are debt securities that track underlying assets. Okay. The news helped push Bitcoin and Ethereum higher. I don't necessarily believe that did. Maybe some, but yeah. Bitcoin and Ethereum was priced in regardless of whatever the news is. The media and the narrative and the news will be created to match the price. But the price is already locked in. Very much a believer of that. Yeah. I mean, it's bullish. Very bullish. So I think in the UK we're going to start to see it be a bit better. I definitely see 5 trillion this cycle at minimum. Maybe even 10. It's possible. I mean, you have to look at other assets classes. Look at the money that sits in other asset classes, right? Now, this is just... There's a lot of macro and micro to make this work and how it all goes. It's not just as straightforward as like price go up, price go down. But when you look at human psychology, when you look at the manipulation, when you look at the markets, when you look at the smart money, when you look at what's happening in the world right now, it's just, I've never been more confident about anything in my life than Bitcoin. I am so confident and certain about Bitcoin. What I am not confident about is most of the altcoins. I'm emotionally attached to Solana, to CRO. You know, I love a lot of these tokens. You know, I'm very much invested and involved in them. I love what Render is doing. I love what Quant is doing. I love what Coty is doing. I love what Axie did. Am I married to these tokens? No. I'll drop them the minute I think they're going to be worthless. And I've never had this stance before, because in the past it was very much, look, I never sold anything in the last cycle. I held everything from the top to the bottom. I bought into projects that I believed in. I bought into Million on Mars. I bought into Axie. I bought into Gods Unchained. I bought into Genopets. I bought into Honeyland. I bought into loads of different games, and I never sold any of them. And all of the other guilds that are out there, all of the other guilds, they sold. They sold, and then the scholars come in and they sold, and the extraction just destroyed any potential growth. Then we had the downturn in the markets, which didn't help things, and everything got wrecked and everything got destroyed. Now, partly the game developers themselves, the studios, are to blame, because they didn't provide proper economics, because they're not economists, they're not quants, they're not financial people, they're game developers. And so that was a lot of the problem. The other part of the problem was the education, the mindset around extraction. You've got people in India and the Philippines, and God love them, and I've got nothing against them. If there's an opportunity, yeah, well played for taking it. But these are people that are in a country with poor economic opportunities. They're going to extract. Why the fuck wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? But it's not sustainable. This is why I'm not keen on Ronin, because the majority of the ecosystem inside Axie and Ronin, I believe, is an extraction community, and I just don't see how that lasts long term. Like, why would I invest in something when everyone's looking to take out of it? Like, there has to be balance, and I just don't see the balance in that ecosystem. Now, with that being said, I think that things have changed, and my perspective has 100% changed. Like, I'm all still people for profit, people before profits, but I'm not people instead of profits. Right, my motto has always been people before profits, but it's not people instead of profits. This year, I don't care. I am taking profits. I'm telling you right now. I'm not in this to be anyone's friend. I'm not in this to have people like me. I am in this to make life-changing money so I can do some good in the world, so that I can impact things that make a difference. I'm not going to go out and buy. You won't see me running around in Gucci with a Lambo. Like, I'm not interested in that shit. I'm interested in making, like, what we did before with Axie. We built schools, we built communities, we paid hospital bills. We made a fucking difference, and I want to do that on a bigger scale, and I can't do that without funds. And so that's what I'm looking to do this time. I will reinvest. And I will diversify, and I will pull money out of crypto. So the 4 big areas that I'm looking to go into, when campervan, not when Lambo, I know, mate, right? So what I'm looking to get into as diversification is my portfolio will have something around 50% Bitcoin. There's the 4 Bs, right? I'm investing in the 4 Bs. I've never heard this before. I don't know anyone that's coined. Maybe I'm coining it. Maybe it's a new phrase. But for me, my investments are the 4 Bs. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is 50% of my investment portfolio, okay? Long term. Not now, long term. The next one that I'm looking into is Big Pharma. Big Pharma. So I think pharmaceutical companies, now you can argue ethics, but at the end of the day, human beings, like when you look at Big Pharma, one of the most profitable industries in the world, human beings are not designed to be healthy or dead. Okay, to Big Pharma, human beings are not designed to be healthy or dead. They are designed to be sustained by drugs. And I only have to look at some of my family members. They have to take pills for blood pressure. They have to take pills for this and pills for that, and sleep apnea, and then you've got this for that, and for something else, and for this and for that. And you see all of the, and like, unfortunately, some people are reliant. You've got people with epilepsy, you've got people with insulin problems, like you've got obesity, which is rife, and that again drives up the dependency. So the dependency for drugs is not something that I see going away. If anything, it's going to get worse. And so I believe that investing into drugs because of the dependency on them is smart. Right? I think it's smart. I'm not looking to fund a war in Iraq or anything like that. I'm not looking to do any of that shit. But I'm just looking at, where do I put my money? The people are going to be doing it with or without me. Where do I put my money? Where's it going to be safe? I think money will be safe in Big Pharma. So I'll be looking into that. Right, so I've got Bitcoin, I've got Big Pharma. The next one, bullets. Love it or hate it, I disagree with so many of the conflicts in the world, but the reality is, and I know this from the army, people will kill each other. People will fight. Whether it's through defense and security or whether it's through aggressive attacking, wars will not end. And so brass, bullets, munitions, anything to do with war is not a bad investment. I'm not saying whether it's good morally or ethically, I'm not talking about that, but from an investment perspective, backing some of these companies and investing in some of these resources, like I said, like brass for bullets, or whether it's silicon for like drones or AI or whatever it might be, but investing in those areas and having a diversified portfolio in those areas. So now I've got Bitcoin, all right, and crypto. I've got my big pharma and that side of things. I've got bullets and munitions and that side of things. And finally, booze. Whiskey. I'm going to be investing in whiskey because I think there's good money to be made in whiskey. And I think everyone likes a drink. And I don't think that's a bad investment. I think that will appreciate over time. I'm not looking to get into property or any of that stuff. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I might buy land. But at the end of the day, those are the 4 areas that I'm looking to be diversified into. And I'm looking at having 50% into Bitcoin. And then I'm going to look at having something like probably 15% in big pharma and bullets, and then some into whiskey as well. All right, so that's my goal, my plan, and probably I'll have 15% in each. I'll have 15% into big pharma, 15% into bullets, and 15% into booze, and that's going to leave me 5%, and that 5% that remains will be liquid. I will keep that in cash, and that will be liquid to allow me to do other opportunities. And I'll probably take some money off the table and invest in business as well, because I think business, in fact, there's another B. It's another B. Business. Why didn't I even think about that? So business is absolutely, I'll become an angel investor. Business is another one that I'll invest in because I genuinely believe that business gives you the best ROI. So basically, if you want to pitch me and you want money off of me, you have to come at me with something that starts with B. All right? Boobs. I might invest in silicon. I think that's another good one because everyone loves boobs. Anything to do with B. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I'm done for today. I've said everything I need to say. Hopefully you found this valuable. It's been useful for you. If you want to follow me on the journey, then you're welcome to. I will just document my thoughts on what's going on and keep you up to date with my positions. I'll do it on these channels. I'll stream every day. But aside from that, just good luck. I genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart. Don't get wrecked. Don't put yourself in a position where... Don't go and claim trashy airdrops on your main wallet. Use burner wallets. Protect your machine. Don't click scammy links. Don't fall for DMs. The biggest killer in this space is complacency. When you've done something 1,000 times, like signing a MetaMask transaction, it's the one time you sign it and don't look that you'll get screwed. Complacency is a killer. Just don't get caught out. All right? And greed also. Just be careful. I don't want anyone to get wrecked. Am I considering mining Bitcoin? I used to. I used NiceHash before. I used to mine Bitcoin using NiceHash. It's not worth it. The price of electricity just simply isn't worth it at the moment for the amount of Bitcoin that I make, plus the halving coming up. I don't think it's financially viable to mine Bitcoin anymore on a home PC. You need a setup, an absolute setup. And I don't think that you're going to be able to mine Bitcoin in a home environment anymore. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but I won't be doing it personally. And also, you can't do it in the UK at the moment. They've changed the regulations around what, like, you can't use NiceHash in the UK. Like, they've changed like the regulations around it and stuff. So I didn't look into it. I don't know enough about it to comment on it. But no, I'm not mining. Yeah. If you've been here for the last 2.5 hours, then GG's, well played. I have a lot of respect for you for listening to me. Applefed, I love you, man. Hope you're good. Miss you. Hopefully we can catch up soon. But for everyone else, thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions, just post them in the chat. I'll be on Twitter. I kind of live on there anyway. But yeah. Hopefully this has been good. It's been valuable for you, and I'll keep you updated every day. Every morning, we're going to just tune in. 30 minutes, I promise you. We're not going this long anymore. All right, just 30 minutes in the future. Just a quick update. All right, take care, everyone. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.